everybody, and welcome to Hardly Heroes. How are the two best thieves in Eridon doing today?
They're doing very good.
That's
Actually,
true,
no.
This area is fucked.
I'm wounded. My body hurts from being molested by some sort of demon.
This
Also,
is true.
That.
This is true.
Your mum. Okay. Yeah.
You know, the word molested does mean troubled, bothered. It has come to mean specifically, like, you know, sexually touched. But molest, usually, you know, in older parlance, just meant like, you know, got in the way of, annoyed, harassed, bothered. It didn't always have that connotation. So yes, you were molested by demons. Mm-hmm.
I was. The woke mob even ruining molestation these days. You can't even molest things the way you used to. Crazy.
Okay. So, party, we are arriving in High Castle, the capital of Eridon, a place you've never been before.
Let's get it straight, though. It's the capital by default because Stromheim's all fucked up.
Stromheim's not the capital, or it never was?
Stromheim was the capital, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, it was, okay.
of course.
So it's not that impressive. We're from the capital.
Yeah, but this is the real capital. This place isn't like destroyed, lying in ruins with gangs running through the streets and crumbled walls and, you know, undead monsters living around. It's
this looks nice, Luther. Look at this.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks. This is what Stromheim used to look like, you know?
Oh, I've only ever grown up in Stromheim being a shithole.
No. Well, when did Stromheim go to shit, Neil? When did the temple in the center of town get blown up? Like the Malchus clerics and all of that.
1511?
And what is it now?
1521?
And Pigeon's how old?
I'm 22.
So you'd have been 12. So I would have remembered it then when it was, and you would have like not really remembered it.
No.
Yeah, Stromheim used to be better than this place. But I will say though, it's looking pretty good. It's nice to be back somewhere that's not a shithole.
Yeah, you're facing the gates. There's a line of carts rolling on in towards High Castle. There's knights at the front gate checking each cart, asking everybody questions before they're allowed in. There's guards on the walls in gleaming armor with flowing capes and bows, crossbows as well. There's a few ballista stationed atop the walls. The road beneath your feet is freshly crushed gravel. This is civilization.
Do they have like big ballistas? Because I would assume, being so close to where Scoria was, they must have like something.
Yeah, I just said ballistas on the walls.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
What flags are they flying?
Well, you're not familiar with the flags that they're flying.
Well, I'd recognize the flags of Dracus and Eridon.
Yeah, they're not flying either of those flags.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it is a purple flag with a golden sword sort of plunged down into it. And then on the left side of the hilt sits an eagle. And on the right side of the hilt sits a hawk.
I point to one of the knights. Luther, that's going to be us one day.
You're welcome, McTacky.
Yeah. Wait, Neil, sorry.
Knight.
I do have the heraldry proficiency somehow.
Oh!
So I would like to roll that to see if I recognize this.
Absolutely, please.
Yeah. Wait, why has my dice window disappeared?
I don't know. I see it. You got a 22.
Oh,
You got
go.
a 22.
Nice, I passed. Yeah.
You don't recognize this one.
Oh, okay. Is that the only flag yet?
That's the flag flying on the castle walls before you walk in. I'm sure once you get in, you'll see dozens of flags. You know, every family worth its salt has like a coat of arms or a flag of some kind. Some of these families you'll recognize instantly. There might be new families that have been risen up since the time that you were able to look into these things, you know? A lot has been happening.
I'll ask one of the people, hey, whose flag is that? And point to the McTacky flag that you pointed out.
That's King Harold's flag.
Harold who?
King Harold. He's the king of Eridon, don't you know?
No, we're from Stromheim.
We do know. Thanks, friend.
Yes, he
Maybe,
was just anointed earlier this year. The first of the year, actually.
How old is he?
The first.
It's a good question. I've heard
Is he-
that he's a resplendent man with great charisma, a broad chest, a long head of black hair, bushy eyebrows, and green eyes. They say he's 6 feet tall and can lift the weight of 3 men.
Wow. Is he a kid? Or he's not a kid then.
No. They've always spoken of him as a man, a powerful, handsome man.
Well, good. It's about time the kingdom had some stability. Strong lead is what we need.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
I think we should have a woman leader.
Ha! Very stupid.
Well, the last
Hopefully,
monarch was a queen,
and look how that ended.
thrown from her window down into the Grand Canal.
Hopefully, King Harold can avoid the assassin's blade. Well, thanks for the information, stranger.
The person goes back to their ox cart laden
Along
with
with the
hay.
king.
I give him a silver.
I say
thank
to
you.
Pigeon,
Actually, it's a gold because I don't have silver.
Why, thank you, fine sir. Whereabouts are you from?
We're from Cauldron.
Oh my, that's quite far away. I didn't even know there were people in Cauldron.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
tons
yes.
of people and tons of trade. You know, we're getting the whole city going. Lord Shacklebrook, blessed be his name. And you know what you might be interested in? We're doing executions again via the Cauldron.
that's right. Cauldron's
Excuse me?
back up and running. You've not heard?
I mean, I know
Oh, it's
that
the
once
great-
upon a time they boiled people in a hot river, but I always thought that was a joke. No river's hot
No,
enough to
no.
boil a man.
Well, it's not just a river, my friend. In fact, it's the greatest spectacle this side of Crownhold. It's, you see, we have a geyser in the middle of town, and we hang a cage over it. And when there's a murderer or a traitor or something like that, we put him in the cage, and then the whole town gathers and we wait for the geyser to erupt. Usually it takes 3 or 4 eruptions before the skin finally sloughs from his bones.
It's fucking
The
awesome.
wagon, the person you're talking to, their face goes long and blanches slightly. They look on in horror. Oh,
Yeah, they usually look a bit like that beforehand.
Okay.
You should come. It's great. And actually, you know, you should tell people Lord Shacklebrook and Cauldron is now the seat of the county of the Tetherwilds.
Hi, Mage Shacklebrook. He's a wizard.
That's true.
I see. Well, that's very good to know. Best of luck in the city. I've got to get back
Thanks
to my
very
ox
much.
now.
Yeah. You know, Pigeon, this might actually be all right. I was worried that this place was going to be in chaos, but it looks well defended. Maybe we can just speak to the guard on the gate and
Finally,
he'll take
some
our letter
civilized
and
folk.
yeah, we'll be fine.
Hey, you should pretend to be Percival.
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, you
I'm the
pussy.
sheriff.
You fucking pussy.
I'm the sheriff. I need to. They could check. They could send a message or a wizard or something like that. You
You know,
you
ever
never know.
since you had the bright idea to kill Percival, everything's been fucked.
Was it my idea? Wasn't it a racer's idea?
You know, it was your idea, man.
He was trying to leave. You didn't see the look in his eye, you know? He was going to take everything from us. And plus, I wasn't seeing the world straight back then. I see things different now, you know?
Things are better now.
Back then, all I
And a
cared about was
razor.
gold. I was just worried about how we're going to pay for the next party, you know? Who's going to buy the next round at Rusty's Hook? Who's going to pay that barmaid all our tips? Who's going to buy Lemon the next dress, you know? It's just money, money, money. Nowadays, I don't worry about money anywhere near as much.
Well, you know, when a racer gets back from wizard school, we know exactly where Shacklebrook's books are.
Yeah, well, when a racer gets back, we could do anything then. We'll have a wizard friend.
Yeah, he'll be a wizard. We know where the money and
Yeah, that's right.
get
We'll
that
just
magic
wait.
carpet.
We'll just hang out in Cauldron until the racer gets back.
Yeah, I hope I'm knighted by then. Sir Pigeon the Wise.
Kel Pigeon the Wise. Yeah, that's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah. Or
Well,
Kel
tell you what.
Pigeon the Bloodthirsty.
If we track down this demon and slay it, maybe they'll knight us.
You arrive at the gates. It's your turn. There's 2 channels of traffic going into the town, 1 channel of traffic going out of town.
I instinctively like pull out a gold coin because we're just so used to like fucking paying.
I
When we
push his
go
I
into
push his hand
Stromheim.
I push his hand down, and I reach into my pocket and pull out the letter, and I say to the knight, I hand him the letter and I say, "I am the sheriff. I've travelled from Cauldron. I have an important message from Lord Shacklebrook requesting aid. Can you please direct me to the appropriate person? Town guard, maybe the King's Chancellor or someone like that?
He looks you up
This is
and
a
down.
dire situation.
You're
I have
a
my sheriff
sheriff?
badge. I am indeed. I have a horse. I have a badge.
Is that all it takes to be a sheriff in the southern part of the city or the country? A horse and a badge?
Yeah,
We have honor too.
that'll do it, yeah. Not many people got a horse and a badge down there.
Let me see the paperwork.
Can you read? I hand it to him.
Of course.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. You southerners. Sorry. We can
these
read up here.
motherfuckers.
Very good. The guards in Cauldron certainly can't.
He skims the letter. Who is Shacklebrook?
Lord Shacklebrook. He is the Count of the Tetherwilds. Lord of Cauldron.
Excuse me? I've never heard of a Count of the Tetherwilds.
Probably above your pay grade.
I mean, all good men of Eridon should know of Lord Shacklebrook.
He hands you back the paper, and he puts a hand on his hip and he looks at the two of you up and down. You know, you're dusty from the road, which makes sense. You've come from Cauldron. You're wounded. You've got weapons, a big-ass two-handed sword. You do have a badge. Your writ looks really official. It's got a stamp on it. But you can see that he's like, something is off about this. He doesn't know who Shacklebrook is. He's not heard about this stuff. This guy's wildly underinformed, and it's his job to like keep people out of the city who might be troublemakers or problems in some such way.
Okay, listen, before you go, I've got high charisma. I can read this on his face. I know what's
Absolutely.
happening here.
That's what I'm
right?
telling
Yeah.
you, yeah.
I sort of interrupt his thinking and I say, my friend, I can see that you don't know of Lord Shacklebrook, and that's understandable. It's a far away from here. You've read the letter. You understand what we're dealing with here is of high import, assuming that we're telling the truth. I implore you, we're happy to wait. Please go and find your captain or someone else who might have stronger information of the Southern Lords, because we really cannot afford for this information not to go to the right ears. Look at me. I'm severely wounded from the beast in question. I've traveled straight here, risking my life. It's of such import.
All right. He points like a little bit down the wall, still on the outside of the gate, where there's like a little makeshift hut with a table and some chairs. Go wait over there. I'm gonna fetch someone. It might be an hour or so.
Thank you, sir. I grab Pigeon. I give motion to Pigeon.
Kel, what's your name?
Fuck. So bad.
Is he? He's not a knight, is he? This guy?
Well, he's got armor, right?
Oh, okay. Maybe he is.
So-
Then. Nice.
Raspar. Kel Raspar.
Thank you, Kel Raspar.
Thank you, Kalraspar.
I hope to be a knight one day too.
Next, he waves over the next person, you know, and as you walk away, you can hear him ask, like, what's your business? Do you have any money? Where are you staying? How long are you staying? You know, normal customs sorts of questions. The two of you can go out and sit. If you want to chat amongst yourselves, you can, or we can skip right to someone arriving.
I'm good to skip. I
Yeah,
guess
I
I'll
think
be
we skip,
watching
yeah.
people as they... Can I be lip reading during this time?
Yeah, you
I
can
don't know if
probably
there's anybody chatting.
you can probably get some lip reading in here, definitely.
There you go.
We checked 26. Very nice.
Do you want a few more? or
I tie my horse up outside the little room that we're in. Give it a little brush down.
yeah.
Sit down.
It's a pretty straightforward, if monotonous, process. You can watch the guards ask people after people, like, do you have any money? Show me your money. We don't want any, like, riffraff or beggars in the city.
Yeah.
Where are you staying? Who are you staying with? How long are you here? What is your business? You know, all of these very ordinary but sort of intrusive questions. A couple of people show up without enough money and get turned away, and he's like, that's not enough. You can't beg in the city. Get the fuck out of here. And the person might like drop to their knees and ask, like, no, please, I have important business. I have to see so-and-so. I've just run out of money on the road. The tolls were too expensive. I need to get on the boat in like 2 days. The guy's like, you don't have enough money. Get the fuck out of here. And the person
Is
gets
there
like,
anybody
turned back.
like that who... What did they have to get on the boat for? Am I able to pick that up?
Probably not.
Someone needs to be made there,
they
maybe.
just need to get on a. They're just saying, I'm getting on a boat to leave town. I don't even want to stay in the city, but this is where the boat leaves from. Please let me in.
I'll run over, and I'll give him a quick chat.
Hey, where you going?
Excuse me? I'm headed
I
to
saw
Evermond.
you get turned away.
Evermond.
Oh, for what?
My sister. She moved over to Mystria, got a land grant. She's asking the family to come with her. I'm supposed to take the passage, meet up with her, and then come back and get the rest of my family later.
Well, how much do you need to get in?
He shrugs. I don't know, they just turned to... He pulls out his coin purse, dumps like the 5 silver he's got in his hand. This is all I have. He didn't say how much I needed. It's not fair. I don't even want to be in High Castle.
A nod. Does he have any?
Do you have anything to trade? I got gold.
No, I'm from a village just outside of Meadstead. I'm an apiarist. I'm a beekeeper. I took all the money that I had to just get here, but there were tolls. Outrageous tolls on the road to cross bridges.
I sigh and I hand him 4 gold.
You're a cook. What's happened?
What can I do for you? I can't pay you this back.
Listen, we live in Cauldron. If you ever somehow make your way over there and you want to repay the debt, we're the sheriff and the deputy. Go have a nice life with your sister.
The person like drops to their knees, starts to kiss your boots. Thank you, good Lord. Thank you so much. I'll never forget
I'm watching this from afar.
Pray to
Confused.
Jigsaw for me every day, please. I need all the luck I can get.
Absolutely. You're the sheriff. You're the sheriff of Cauldron? Thank you, Sheriff.
I'm Pigeon. I'm the deputy.
Deputy.
Detective. Yeah.
Detective Pigeon, thank you so much. I will bless your name every day. I will pray to Jexel for your continued success, and I will honor your graciousness for all time. Thank you.
Shake his
Thank you.
hand.
I think that Mutin should be able to call advantage on one roll at some point because of this guy's prayers to
I just want
Jaxel.
to help this guy out.
As you come back to the building, I say, we've only been here 5 minutes and you're already lying and tricking people. What did I tell you?
Pigeon won't tell you, and he'll just play coy
Oh, you know.
and shrugs.
That's nice. Okay. I tut.
Time
He's
passes.
gone soft on us.
Eventually, the knight who had talked to you earlier steps around the corner, like waves you over.
Oh, okay.
You guys
Yeah.
hurry on back, and behind him is a middle-aged man. He's got a couple of scars across his arms, his short sleeves, long flowing red cloak with yellow stripes across it,
I get on a
chainmail
knee.
and a breastplate, arming
My
sword at one
lord.
side. And the guy says, these two say they're from Cauldron, some Count Shacklebrook down there. They have a writ. Show them the papers.
Yes, of course. I take the paper out and hand it to him.
Yeah, the guy will take a look at it, read it, look at the two of you, read it again. These are dire words.
I was there myself, my lord. My injuries are from my encounter with the beast. If you give me the time, I can tell you my story in full.
I had to fight some mephits.
I'm lucky to be alive. If it wasn't for the grace of Lady Tulwick, I'd surely be dead.
Do you have somewhere to stay when you're in town?
We got money.
We've got money. I've never traveled to High Castle before. You could recommend an inn, then I'll be there.
Or we could stay with you.
Let me take
He
you
says
in.
not kidding.
I'll take you
Oh.
to the castle. If what you have
Well.
to say bears truth, you will find accommodations. If your words speak false, you will find different accommodations. If you understand.
Of course. Can I bring my horse?
Of course.
Okay, good.
You know,
I
Lady
shall.
Tolwick, she made me get naked and go into a cell in order to get her help.
I go and get my horse.
Lady Tolwick of Drakus?
I know.
Yeah.
I spit on the ground.
Fucking Drakissian ass.
He doesn't say
Careful.
anything, but he looks displeased. What? How do you know Lady Tolwick?
She is nearby. She's in Thornwood, and, do you know who...
Pigeon scratches his head. He thinks, you know the guy in Shirebrook?
I come
Devin
back with the horse.
Armstrong?
Divin Armstrong, yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of his
Well-
apprentices got taken.
That's why we were there. We'll tell you the full story when we get to the castle.
He mutters to himself, lets you guys on in, and he will walk beside you as you make
As
your way
well-
through the streets.
As we're walking, I say, I didn't catch your name, my friend.
Pepsi Max.
Pepsi Max. Sorry, Neil, but you know, what are you going to do?
No,
Can't
these-
not ask them for their name.
These are great questions, yes.
What was the first guy called, Moot? Cal.
Neil doesn't even know, man.
He's gone.
I said
Cal
it.
Repair or something?
Repair?
Repair, yeah.
Cal Raper?
Yeah.
what they
This
do.
guy is Kel J-Duck.
J-Duck.
J-Duck. I wanted to call him Kel
Like-
Nesty, but that's just a terrible name, so I took Nesty's real name, and that's this guy's name.
Ah, nice.
StarCraft
okay.
player. For those of you that aren't in the know, for those of you that are streets behind, Nesty is a famous StarCraft player.
And I asked him, what is your role in High Castle?
I am a
Can't you
man
see?
who
He's next
wears
in
many
line, you
hats
idiot.
these days. High Castle, he kind of points as you walk through the city, has been through a lot of tumultuous times. At times I have been the captain of the gate. Other times I have served as emissaries to the current monarchs of that era. Currently I find myself slightly out of favor with the king. I am
Let
not
me know.
exactly
I am wearing Twin Towers' dad's ring.
He's not going to know that.
I would
Well,
assume that.
I find myself in between places without clear purpose, volunteering my time to smooth things out throughout the city. I hold no official rank at the gate, but I once manned it, and the men there still know and trust me. The people who run the castle, the guards on the gates, the chancellors, they all know me, and while I have no official position within them, I feel it is my duty to facilitate the wholesomeness and health of our great city.
Good.
I take it you
Well,
are the
hopefully-
sheriff and you are the detective?
Yes.
Detective.
I'm Sheriff Luther, and this is Detective Coop.
My mom was a whore.
I'm sorry to hear that. We are all born
Yeah.
into places beyond our
Finally.
control.
Someone who.
Yeah, finally, someone who doesn't laugh about that. Thank you.
He will walk you through the city streets. High Castle is brimming with people. There are beggars here, even though you've been clearly seen like people have been
Yeah.
trying to be thrown out for this, but some of them are still here. And as you pass through large boulevards lined with stone buildings and well-made roads, you'll see barricades and flags and guards. It looks like sections, or at least passages within the city, are like semi-cordoned off, and houses like own the streets, and people have to pay tolls to like walk through this street or walk down this avenue. But the man that you're with, Kel J-Duck, can show up and speak politely with the people there, shake some hands, have a quick chat. Oh yes, how's your mother? Right, good to hear it. And your sister too? Excellent. I need to bring these men to the castle. There are demons in the south once more. They've seen them and fought them, and we need to get word to the king about these things. Do you mind if we pass through your territory? It would take half an hour to go around. Thank you so much. Peace be upon you. And this man seems to know the right figures, and even though he holds
Good.
no rank, is permitted to pass through some of these territories.
Are we
can
like
essentially-
passing through like guarded barriers or barricades?
Kind of. Like, you've got a nice big boulevard. It's like 20, 30 feet wide, something like that. But then there'll be some, like, cross-hatched, spiky things set up on either side to make, like, a 10-foot passageway. And these could easily be moved, but there's, like, 6 guards standing around in leather or chain. Some leather, some chain. And they'll have flags on little sconces marking, like, this is the... You'll see, like, a red lion over a blue and yellow field. and with your heraldry proficiency, you know that this is the House of Seaworth, right? And you'll be passing through, like, clearly the House of Seaworth's territory. They've got, like, lots of Seaworth flags, the Red Lion, all over the place. And there'll be business and people going about and doing their ordinary things. And it's almost like little mini towns within the greater city.
How many of these areas do we go through?
You're going to pass, you will see as you walk a few of them scattered around, but you'll pass through 3 individual ones.
Wink it the hottest lady that I see in each area is Pigeon. So 1, 2, 3.
Terrible charisma checks, but let's roll 3d6 for hotness on the first one. Second, okay, well, hold on. You said the hottest, so we should probably do 4d61 for the first, second, and third. Yeah. You can throw some winks around. The local women in High Castle, when they see you trying to do that, they do the, like, kind of clutching their purse or whatever it is a little bit closer to them. You can see these, like, looks of derision. You know, you've been looking for partners. You've been having a good time with life. You've been experiencing a lot of things. You've been rejected in the past. You get a very different quality here. This isn't so much like, I see Pigeon and I don't like Pigeon. This is more of like you're getting like almost like a class vibe off of this, where these people, maybe it's the way you dress, maybe it's the way you look, maybe it's the way you walk or talk, but there's definitely sort of like like an Akuban, right? You're definitely getting like a bit of a northern southern racism going on here, or classism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Nice. So it doesn't escape me that this is not a million miles away from like a fancy version of what's going on in Stromheim, except instead of gangs, it's like noble houses.
Yeah.
Interesting take. Yeah. You could walk through this area. Everything seems to be in fairly good condition, right? There's no like ruins. There's no abandoned buildings. There's people thatching roofs presently. There seems to be a sewer system. There's like grates in the ground, and people are like with push brooms are pushing refuse into it. Someone's going around collecting horse dung on carts. Like lots of carts are picking up horse dung all over the place. The city seems to be, I don't want to quite say thriving, but in like high operational function. You don't see any crime, not that you necessarily would just on a stroll from one side to the other, but in Stromheim, like you might see people who are ready to jump you. Yeah, there was always an element of danger. This is almost like over security. Like there's a lot of people employed as like physical security guards everywhere. The taverns have like a big guy, but he's dressed nicely. He's got like nice clothes on, and his arms aren't like crossed in front of him, like trying to intimidate. He's more like polite with his hands down by his hips, just looking around. There's this sort of air of like carefully constructed order and everything in its place, and no one's stepping out of their place.
So this feels like a powerful city. Feels like there's a lot of money here. Like things are working. Like it's like you said, like it's in great order. It's the opposite of Stromheim in that way. Very few people working in official jobs.
And yet there are
definitely the opposite of order.
There are the occasional beggars. The occasional people sitting with, cups, shaking them and asking for things. And yet you've seen beggars on the outside get turned away. So there's some, there's a lot going on here, probably more than you have the capacity to fully understand in the moment. But it is a complex, thriving city.
How many beggars do I run past?
Do we pass any directly next to us, like that I could
yes.
bend down and give them coins?
Sort of in between the the House of Seaworth over here and the House of Greenhill over there. Like there'll be regular streets that people can flow through, and then it's in between these areas, never within one of these semi-confined house blocks. Will you see a beggar? Run into? 3 that are within range of you.
I run over because I'm a good man, and I put a gold in their cup, and I say,
"A gold?
That's all I got, man."
I will give 1 silver to each of these 3 beggars.
For these 3, I give a gold.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't if he's giving them a gold.
I give him a gold.
But I'll give you a silver to give to them.
I give him a gold.
My name is Pigeon, and could you please say prayers for me and Jexel going forward? Here's a gold.
Make me
I'm
a
gonna have a
charisma
prayer
check
army.
at advantage,
Nick.
Pigeon.
Nice. It's a bold strategy, but I like it.
No.
A 19 and an 8. Close, but no cigar. Kel J-Duck, as you run off to these things, he'll slow down and wait for you to come back. And you see he gives you like a slight nod of approval after the third one.
Okay.
He doesn't say anything about it though, but he's
I give him
aware
each
of
a
what you're
gold.
doing.
I beg him to please pray for me going forward. I'm gonna have a prayer army in these cities.
Well. This is an interesting approach.
It could be good for a subterfuge in the future as well, if you've got like beggars that are beholden to you.
Could be. Yeah.
Eventually,
Pigeon the
Yeah.
not the wild, but the giving. I don't know.
As we're walking, I say to the guy, so do you think I'll speak to the king?
it's quite possible. Monsters like this, they ought not to be ignored. This could be something significant and dangerous. If the
It is.
king
I'm certain of
is wise, he would heed it. However,
If I'm to... Sorry.
I do not wish to speak ill of the king, but he is very new to the position. We'll see.
If I'm to speak to the king, I don't know what the accommodations will be like, but I would certainly appreciate a chance to clean myself up from the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us get to the keep and see what they say.
Of course.
And you will arrive at the palace. It's on the far backside of High Castle. Now, if we look at this map, we'll see that High Castle is sort of situated near this peninsula, which is also like near this river. That's because I can't make the High Castle image actually be on the peninsula, but High Castle does exist on this sort of peninsular area right here. And the keep is at the very back of the peninsula, sort of overlooking.
We didn't bring a gift.
How much does it take up, Neil? Is it like this?
Probably a little smaller than that because it's not that many miles across. But yeah, that's a good enough depiction.
Yeah, make it a bit smaller.
Yeah.
Luther, we didn't bring a fucking gift.
That's all right. I don't think we're expected to bring a gift.
Well, let me give him this guy's wedding ring. That way we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Let me see that. I look at it, Neil. Does it have Twin Towers like sigil on it?
Yes,
I
it
think
has
it's
a
magical.
pair of towers.
The king will know. The king will know who that belongs to.
Oh, okay. Well, I keep it on my
Yeah.
finger then. Fuck it.
This
That's a magical
heraldry
ring,
provision
Nick.
is coming in useful today. Yeah.
You will arrive at the Grand Palace. It has its own moat. It's dry. It's just like a channel that's cut down, lined with solid stones with some spikes at the bottom. That goes down maybe 20 feet, 25 feet or so, and then comes back up the other side. The angles on the wall are quite steep. It would, a good thief like you could probably climb it, but it is a smooth surface. It's very difficult for most people to climb. There is a drawbridge that goes over it, and beyond it are, solid, sturdy walls made out of nice, not quite marble, but like polished, very polished stones that gleam in the light. And there are a pair of guards on your side of the drawbridge. On the far side of the drawbridge is a door that is currently closed with like a couple of archers and folks on the top of it. Lots of heavy amounts of security everywhere. You can actually look down the moat and see that there is another bridge further down that looks a little bit smaller and has like a smaller door on the far side. Probably like a servant's entrance or a supplies entrance or something. Maybe just a second way in and out. When you get to this gate, to the bridge with the guards, Kel Jaduk will walk up with the two of you, explain. There have been sightings of demons in the south. These men have seen them and fought them firsthand. They have a writ from Lord Shacklebrook to request an audience with His Highness. Do you know when court is next being held? How can we bring this to the attention of the Chancellor or the King himself. And the guards here, they're not as friendly to Kel Jadok as these other people. They don't seem to have that rapport. If anything, they seem maybe a little bit icy towards him. And they'll like look at the writ, and they'll talk about it amongst themselves for a moment. And then they'll be like, we don't know this Shackle. But we'll have to ask the Chancellor. He's out right now. Come back tomorrow in the early morning. And then they dismiss you guys pretty flippantly. And Kel Jadok will be like, okay, well, please come to my house. I will put you up for the night. My wife will cook for us.
Thank you, Kel
thank
Jadok.
you.
It's an honor.
And he'll lead you back into the city, not too terribly far from the palace itself. Really only like 400 feet. It's a small, modest, building. It's 3 stories tall. So it's quite tall, but it's not particularly wide or long. It has solid walls all the way around it, a small courtyard on the inside, a big set of double doors, oak with bands of metal across it. It looks like it's got parapets where you could have like guards on the inside, but you see no guards.
I would think it's safe to say that this is probably the nicest house that Luther's ever seen in his life. Certainly the nicest house I've ever been in. I mean, I've never been in the inner city in Stromheim. There's probably not houses like this in the outer city of Stromheim. I doubt there'd be any like this in Cauldron.
Definitely none in Cauldron. There are probably some older ones in Stromheim that are pretty run down, because this is like a tall building, but it's not like a big building, and it has a nice courtyard, and it's well made and well maintained, but it is also like, for the wealth that you're seeing around High Castle, it is
Modest.
quaint. Yeah, modest. Modest.
Okay.
Yeah,
but where are
this-
the equivalents of the inner city here? The inner city of Stromheim.
Yeah. This might be like
Yes.
the worst building in the inner city, or a good building
okay.
in the outer city.
Sir,
Yes.
you said your wife's gonna be making us a meal?
Yes.
What? Is she nobility too?
Yes.
Can you tell me how to have some proper manners? I don't want to make you look like an idiot. I'm from pretty much the slums. I don't want to do anything disrespectful to a lady.
Wash your hands in the fountain when we come in. Do your best. Give your best bows, and well, I we're no strangers to harsh language. High Castle has seen its fair share of troubles, and we have taken in our fair share of needy throughout the years. Do not worry too much. Just try to be the best that you can and be honest.
You're a good man, Kel Jadok. Thank you. We'll do it as you say.
He'll lead you in.
Go
ahead.
Yeah.
I
We wash our
my
hands in the
hands.
fountain, yeah.
There's a small fountain in the middle of this area. Water sort of flows up. It doesn't like shoot out. It just sort of like bubbles up off the surface and then like falls down into the area below. There's stairs that lead up to where you could have guards on the wall, but there are clearly no guards here. The courtyard is cleanly swept.
Does he have sevens?
You don't see any servants. No one greets you at the gate. He pulls out a key to get in through the big lock on the gate itself.
Okay.
Comes inside, locks it from the inside. Yeah, it's a pretty quiet house. There's glass on the windows. The courtyard kind of goes underneath an overhang, like the rest of the building sticks out a little bit over the courtyard. There's some pillars that hold it up, a couple of benches. There's some small trees in this courtyard that look like they've seen better days. Maybe they you don't have a gardener to take care of them. Maybe they're underwatered. There's some like grapevines that should be crawling all over things, but they're withered and died.
This is the nicest house I've ever been in, sir.
It's my ancestral home. Thank you. You'll
You must
walk
be
in.
from an important family.
We've been here a long time. We've always done our best to serve High Castle and serve our lords. The years have not been kind to anyone, though. This past decade has been hard on all. I like to
Absolutely.
think I've
You're
done my
telling me.
best. You'll walk in.
Well, you have a nice home. A good family, it seems. A position in the nobility.
He nods. As you walk in
Give a generous bow.
the
to
main
lady.
door, you'll see hanging on the wall are a series of like clay masks of people's faces that have been painted in colors to sort of give them a lively look to them. And they have little plaques underneath it. If you can read, it seems to be names of people in his family. And there are little dates on the end of it. And as you walk down the hall, the dates get newer and newer and newer. The one closest to the door is the oldest date. It comes from like 700 years ago.
Do I
There's
notice
a
that
series-
the titles of the individuals were like more powerful in the earlier days?
No, they're pretty much all just like Kel or Lord. Occasionally you'll see like a general or a count, but it sort of scatters. It kind of goes up and down and it fluctuates.
But this family's been around for centuries, or?
They go back 700 years. So
Okay.
that's a pretty
the last
old
one-
family.
Is the last one of him?
No,
Or does he not have one yet?
he doesn't have one yet.
He's not
Okay.
dead.
That's
Yeah.
right. He's not dead. Eventually, you'll make it into the far back side of the house, which actually overlooks the Grand Canal. There's windows. This house must be like physically built into the wall that goes around the outer wall of the city, and they've got like windows on the outer wall, but it drops down 700, 800 feet into the canals below. So these walls are kind of pointless. And back in here, you will find his wife. She looks to be maybe 5 years younger than him. But
Which
her
is how
hairs
old?
are all.
Did you say?
He's mid 40s, maybe.
Okay,
She must be
yeah.
like late 30s, early 40s, but she's got like grays going through her hair already. She's covered in flour. She's got an apron on. A lady like this should never be cooking her own meals.
Yeah,
Should never
yeah,
be
yeah.
working with flour, but here she is rolling out dough.
I give her a bow and say,
Oh, nice to meet you, my lady. My name is Pigeon.
It's good to meet you, Lady Jayduck. I'm Sheriff Luther. Your husband has taken us in kindly. I hope we won't be an imposition.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. I'm Lady Jayduck. Welcome to our humble home. I'm sorry,
It is the-
I will be the only caretaker for us here. Times are a little harder than we would like, and we have no servants left. But there are accommodations upstairs for you. If you wouldn't mind me taking a moment with my beloved, please relieve yourself of whatever facilities you need.
Of course,
upstairs.
of course. Yeah. I head upstairs to try and find some of these spare rooms.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand near the stairs. I'm going to go up, but I'm going to try and like listen and see if I can hear conversation.
Once it sounds like you guys have gone, you can hear his armor creaking and her heels on the ground, her small heels on the ground, and like the sound of them embracing and the sound of like a kiss. And then she'll say to him, "Have you brought in more stragglers? Really? We can barely make ends meet on our own." And he says, "These aren't just stragglers. They've come from the south. They have word of more monsters, more demons down there. I think they're actually onto something important. I'm trying to get them an audience with the king, but the new guards, they're too caught up in the politics. They turned me back. I know the chancellor's available night and day for things that matter, but they're making us jump through silly hoops. I worry for the future." She says, "Well, it's okay. We'll find a way through. Just be careful. Whatever's happening, don't lose your head over it. Even if it's monsters, even if it's demons, you can't help people if you die. Remember that. I need you. I can't do this on my own anymore." And he says, Of course. I won't do anything foolish anymore. I promise. Do we have enough for dinner tonight? Do you need to go out? I can do grocery shopping for you." She's like, "No, I'll find something. I think there's some pork in the cellar. Would you go down and see if we have any hams?" And he says, "Sure, just let me take my armor off." And then you can hear him doing his buckles and clasps and starting to put armor away as she goes back to the
I'll
kitchen.
go upstairs and get ready then.
I think I was waiting at the top of the stairs as I see Pigeon waiting at the bottom of the stairs, and I kind of wait at the top watching him. And then as you come up, I say, "What were they saying?"
I'll give you the rundown.
I feel bad. They're poor.
I do as well. Maybe we should offer to pay for ourselves. I'll do it.
I don't think they would take it. I think instead when we leave, we should just leave some gold. Because if we offer, being offered by commoners might be an insult.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. It's very wise, Pigeon.
At the top
Okay,
of
well-
the stairs, as you go to your rooms, you'll see like portraits, fancy oil paintings that must be, well old. And you'll also see hanging on the walls are weapons and armor. And these weapons and armor are like gilded. Some of them, they have like little bits of gold around the edge of the shield. This sword has like gems in the pommel of it. Like there's clear signs of wealth, but they're like family heirlooms hanging on the walls. And as you get, as you explore the area, just kind of poking your head around, at the far back, there's like a sword that clearly used to have 4 gems at the crossguard, but like 3 of the gems have been pried out, and only 1 is left in it.
That's gotta hurt.
That's
Yeah.
sad.
There's plenty of rooms here for you to pick between. There's clearly like their bedroom, which is on the 3rd floor, up 1 more flight. But here on the 2nd floor, there's rooms for what probably used to be servants or maybe guests. Hard to tell at this point.
Are they all made up? The rooms?
All the beds are made. The sheets are clean and tucked. There's like a slight layer of dust on them. Like no one's changed the sheets in a long time, but also no one's slept in them in a long time.
I won't pick the biggest room. I'll pick a smaller room, so it's like less work for the lady to
I'll pick a room next to Luther, just whatever.
clean up after me.
Yeah. You can hear your horse whinnying in the stables down below.
There was the fountain that we saw when we came in. Mm-hmm. Would that have been like a general water supply for everything, like for cleaning and as well?
Yeah.
So, assuming that there's a wash bucket in this room, at some point I'll go and fill a bucket with water and then clean myself up in the room.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. I just like they told us to make ourselves a home basically, so I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yep. Great. You guys can clean up, dust up, wash yourselves. There is a little washroom that has a drain that sort of runs out to the outer wall, so it'll like actually drain just into the Grand Canal. You'll still have to haul the water up, but then you can just be flush out.
Nice. These guys don't appreciate what they've got. This is a sick house. So in theory, if you could climb for infinity and you could smash the glass, could you climb from the Grand Canal into this house?
Yeah.
Sweet. That's cool. Can you open the window or not? Because I would like to look.
Yeah, the window's
if
open.
I can.
They have hinges, and the windows don't swing out over the Grand Canal.
Yeah.
They actually pull inward. But then you can like poke your head out and look around.
I spend some time doing that. I look out. I'm sure it's like a phenomenal view.
It's a great drop down below. You can see Thaben on the far side of the canal. It's like 10 miles away, but you can kind of barely make out some little things and little bits of smoke rising. You can see ships down in the canal below. They look like little tiny ants crawling on the water, and you can mostly just see the water and like the ripples. You can see all of the tides. It looks like almost like a mathematical model of like waves rolling in as far as the eye can see. I don't know if you've ever been to the ocean, but when you look at the ocean in front of you, it's just sort of like a vast thing. But when you see it from above, it looks almost geometric, where you've just got like lines and lines and lines and lines of waves everywhere. It's an odd and peculiar sight from up here.
I will say it's quite a funny thing to say to an English person if you've ever been to the ocean, because it's really not that far away.
Oh, I know, but you're from Stromheim, so yeah.
Oh, you mean in theory,
of
in
course.
character?
Yeah.
As I finish up in the bathroom, I say to Pigeon as I come out, like, take a look out the window. That's amazing. And I go to my room to get dressed.
Yeah. I check out the window. I admire it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I pee out the window.
Yeah.
This is lovely anyway.
Being off the top of the world is a great thing.
Awesome.
I don't know if you guys go camping over in the UK, but one of the greatest parts of camping is climbing a mountaintop with no one around you and being able to quite literally piss off the edge of the world and watch the great vast expanse beyond.
I get the feeling that you're rewatching Game of Thrones at the moment. Is that correct?
No, this is just real life experiences from
I feel like you've made
camping.
Between Fluff on Tuesday and today. I feel like you keep making Game of Thrones references.
I haven't seen it in years.
All right, fair. Okay, I'll take the L on that one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm shocked at the hospitality we've received here. I don't think.
Yeah, I put 2 gold under my pillow just in
my
case I
wildest
forget.
dreams.
That's nice. Well, you've cleaned up You can hear
Oh,
the sounds down
wait.
below.
Where's my horse?
Your horse is in the
Stables?
courtyard. There's a little stable in there as well.
Oh, cool.
Luther,
Nice.
do you think this will be a good gift for the king?
I show you my vial of leech love.
What is that?
I don't remember.
Oh, it lets you go all night
Oh,
long, baby.
actually, a pretty good gift, actually.
It would let the king make an heir.
But does the king have an heir? I don't know.
I shrug.
I think it'd be a
Perhaps-
good gift. At least it's in his glass vial.
Perhaps we should ask Cal Jadok.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. When I'm dressed, Neil, I'll go and tend to my horse, so it's not left for someone else to do. I'll go and bring it some hay and brush it down and clean it off or whatever you do with a horse. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might do that.
You take care of the horse. Eventually, Kel Jadok will, gather the two of you for dinner, and it's just the four of you. His wife, Lady Jadok, will say a prayer to the four major gods: Martha, Astaire, Malchus, and Verasi. She includes all four of them, and then you guys can eat. She'll ask you questions about where you're from, Stromheim, Cauldron, make polite conversation. She seems sort of curious about what life is like in the south.
Yeah, I mean,
I tell her
don't.
all about the cauldron.
I think I'd be honest about where we came from, but I would try not dwell on our criminal activities. I would just brush over that as like, I had a rough upbringing. And, eventually found myself in the service of Lord Shacklebrook in Cauldron.
I'm the greatest detective in the world, and I can open any lock.
That's true. Pigeon here is a talented locksmith, the likes of which Stromheim has never seen.
Oh yeah, if I was at Imric McGarry's castle, I could open his door.
It's very impressive.
I would believe it, yeah. This is a lovely home you have here, Lady Jadok. The view from the bathroom window is astounding. I've never seen anything like it in my life. In fact, I've never seen anything like that bathroom in my life, if I'm to tell the truth. This drainage system you have there is just, well, what I wouldn't give for that.
Thank you. High Castle has, well, my family has been here since High Castle's founding. We were some of the first people here. You'll notice the masks on the wall. Our first family members here were stonecutters, helped build the very walls of the castle and the city.
It's very impressive. I mean, how far your family has come then from laborers to this. You should be quite proud.
We have done our
I hope
best,
that-
and we try to uphold the family honor throughout the generations.
Well, I didn't know what to expect when we were traveling so far north. But this level of hospitality I could never have envisioned, so I thank you for that.
You're quite
yeah,
welcome.
do you think this would be a good gift for the king?
I know.
If we do get a chance to speak with the king, which was unexpected to be honest, we thought it would be good to bring a gift and, well, Pigeon has an idea, but we won't know if it's appropriate or not. Does the king have an heir? Does he have a new wife?
He's married. He has a wife, and he has D6 children.
Ah,
2 children.
you see, this vial,
It's called
Helps.
leech love.
it helps with a man's virility.
Oh.
It's a common gift in the south, but I know that perhaps manners in the north might be different. What do you think?
Lady Jadok politely dabs her face while her husband speaks up and says, "Perhaps that is an appropriate gift in the south. I think up north that might be viewed through a different lens."
Oh goodness.
It's a good job we made sure. I thought that might be the case.
Well then, what the heck do we give him?
Perhaps we could go and... We haven't got the coin to buy something worthy of the king.
Maybe I could
Well,
make him a muffin.
Perhaps we
a
should
good
give
king
the
should
king-
not require a gift in order to do the right thing. But you are wise to hedge your bets. You never know quite what the priorities of the new regime may be.
Is he a good man?
I don't
Will
know.
he do the right thing? You don't know.
He comes from a smaller family, less influential in decades past. But when the queen was thrown from her window, the former queen was thrown from her window, there were no heirs. There was no consensus on who should lead. Things almost came to blows. But eventually someone suggested King Harold. Small enough to have held no significant influence ahead of time, no strong allies one way or the other. A minor family that might be able to rise above everyone else, all of our differences. I've never...
Praise Astaire for this fortuitous outcome.
I hope it is a good one. I, unfortunately, was too closely tied to previous administrations, previous kings and queens, and was dismissed from service in the name of... refreshing the court.
And where are your kids?
Like a dark cloud passes over the room.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah, she sets her napkin down. He says, we had 3. One died in the wars. One died in one of the civil unrests in the streets. And disease took the 3rd.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry.
This is awful news. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, we are expecting. So there may yet be one to carry on our name. And he reaches
Congratulations.
out, holds his wife's hand for a moment.
That's awesome.
I'll say a prayer to Martha every night for you.
Thank you.
I just thought it was your fantastic cooking, Lady J-Duck. I give her a wink. Hoping.
But that's... Thank you so much. I'm
called
but a
her fat.
novice.
Jesus.
Well, she's pregnant. It's okay.
I'm but a novice, but there's some pleasure in working with your hands that I have not known before.
I can't remember the last time I had a home-cooked meal. I've been eating out of taverns for the better part of my adult life, so this is certainly a welcome experience.
Well,
All right, well.
dinner passes
King,
pleasantly. I
Yeah,
guess
do they ask us about the demon? No.
Not at dinner.
Okay.
It's after dinner is done. Lady J-Duck starts to clean up. Kel J-Duck will take you into... Oh, that's very nice. She'll accept your help. Kel J-Duck will take you into one of these parlors with old leather seats that are beginning to like crack.
Nice.
Maybe could have been upkept a little bit better, but maybe the finances weren't there to keep everything in nice ship shape. And once the 3 of you are resettled in the parlor, which has another window that looks out over the
I
canals
assume
and
we're
lets in a
smoking
little
a
bit of
pipe
light.
and drinking some port.
He does offer you each a glass of wine if you'd like it. No elven wine, I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
I take his wine, yeah.
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 And if you look around for something to smoke, he will open up a sack of tobacco and hand you over little bits of parchment that you can roll or papyrus that you can roll your own cigarettes with.
Fantastic. This is great.
And now, after hospitality and everyone's cleaned up and all the pleasantries have been done, and
What's
now
this
it's just
rolling
the
check?
3 of you. A cigarette rolling check?
Yeah, Dex, right?
Yeah.
He passed.
22.
Double
Very
smoke.
good. Very good. Now he will ask you about what you've seen and the monsters and go in for all the details. Now in this quiet time.
I've told this story now, I think 4 times, but I will tell it to the king. And I'll tell an abridged version of it here, but I'm going to tell everyone the full story. I just don't want to bore the viewers by
Right. We don't have to go over it again.
repeating
But
the same thing again.
yeah.
But I explain that we were in Thornwood. We were looking to work with Lady Tulwick as part of an initiative that Shacklebrook had come up with to deal with the local ogre threat. When we were approached by a woman who was seeking assistance from the guards to search for a mage that had gone missing called Lady Cylindra. This woman had been acted as a guide to take this mage into a place called the Black Pine Marsh, which is near Shirebrook. And she'd taken her there, and whilst they were sleeping, the mage had been carried off. And, we ventured into the woods to look for her. We followed the guide to the place where the lady was taken. It led us to a cave system. Sorry, I'm now telling the full story. But,
Yeah.
Carry on. I tell the story. You know, I give the whole
You
thing.
give the whole detail, everything.
And I stress all the important parts about the questions that the beast was asking me, and also about its claim that it was like one of the demons that passed through the initial gate, and it was thousands of years old.
Mm-hmm. Do you speak of the imp that appeared and killed the mage?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I don't like. I mean, how much about the imp? Like, would Luther have any idea that an imp is a familiar?
Well, I think anything can be a familiar, right? So
yeah,
you might be able to infer that. Certainly, stories of wizards dealing with dark demons is that's a common theme, right? So maybe the imp is a familiar. Maybe the imp is one of the other demons who's come through here. There's a lot of options.
I tell him about how I heroically saved Luther with the other knights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and how Lady Tolwick made me get naked. And go in a cell as a test of faith.
Yeah.
And I rose above that.
He seems to frown at this Lady Tolwick's treatment of you. I don't think you tell him that you guys were thieving.
No.
Right. So he seems a little disconcerted with her behavior. He seems pleased that, you managed to rally enough people to come and save Luther. And
we were able to save the lady's spellbook too.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of
lady,
go ahead.
I think it might be important. It's a shame that the guide can't be here with us, but she returned straight to Shirebrook to inform Lord Divan Armstrong of what had happened to Lady Cylindra. He's the lord in charge of Shirebrook. I'm to understand he is King Imric's tutor, a wizard of some renown in his own right. And Shirebrook itself has a good collection of wizards. Alas, one less now with what happened to Lady Cylindra.
I'm well aware of Lady Tolwick and Lord Armstrong's presence in the south. To be honest, I'm not familiar with Lord Shacklebrook outside of the elder Lord Shacklebrook in Stromheim.
This is quite concerning. I'm surprised to hear this because Lord Shacklebrook he is newly appointed as Lord. Cauldron has been, I think, without a lord until recently. But he's a man of some renown. He is known in the south for certain.
He's a wizard, Harry.
Yeah. And his father, you are right to know his father. His father is a man of great power in Stromheim.
This does not bode well. And you're here to ask for, according to the writ, assistance in dealing with these monsters. But it sounds to me like you have enough manpower down there between Armstrong and Tolwick and this Shacklebrook.
I think that the thing, there's two parts to this. One, my understanding, I don't know this for certain, I think Divan Armstrong is reluctant to join forces with Lord Shacklebrook and Lady Tolwick for whatever reasons he has. And the second is, I'm not certain that what we're looking for here is armed men. We have powerful fighters in Lord Shacklebrook's employ. What we don't have is men of wisdom and knowledge in these matters. Perhaps we'd be better served by a sage or a wizard more than a troop of knights.
I think Lord Shacklebrook said that we need to impress upon the king here that it's his duty to come and help us.
It is. A king is sworn to protect all those who call him liege.
Well, yeah, we're paying taxes,
The thing is, we don't really understand what threat this thing represents. It certainly seems to be a different kind of threat than the demons posed in the past. More sinister, more calculated.
Yeah, but this demon was apparently smart. The other ones were idiots. This is one of the first ones through.
Mm-hmm.
It was smart and, well, curious. Just maybe the most unnerving part about it.
I during those dark days, I led a small group of men to Stromheim when it was besieged. We fought some of these creatures who attacked with reckless abandon, without care for their own lives, who threw themselves at our lines fruitlessly, as if it didn't matter.
That wasn't this. It was more,
I
like
was
you said,
always
calculated.
concerned that the way they threw themselves at us was almost as if they wanted to die before us. I feared some sort of infestation, some sort of plague to be spread by them, but it never manifested. Now that you tell me that there are some wiser, some more cunning, wonder how these things intersect.
There's something you've said there that's made me think. I don't know if I've mentioned this, Pigeon, but one of the things the demon said to me, I must have made some reference to the gods. It got very angry when I mentioned the gods. It seemed jealous, like that I didn't appreciate the favor of the gods. I'm no philosopher or mage, but maybe these things are grateful to die on our plane rather than their godless lands.
Disturbing. Very disturbing. Well, I will do what I can to get you an audience tomorrow, and you'll have to take it from there. I think my presence beside you may only hinder your cause.
Well, we appreciate the hospitality at the very least, even if nothing else, but the efforts are also much more appreciated.
Do you think it'd be wise for us, if he's not having it, for us to say, like, you know, it's your duty as a king? And question his honor? Kind of like that, if he's not going to help?
I don't know the new king. You'll have to judge him for yourselves. I have not stepped foot inside the palace since his appointment. I've seen him only for 20 minutes or so, during the time in which he took the throne and immediately dismissed half the court, myself included.
Wow. So you were stationed at the court until then?
I've served many of the monarchs who have come in the last decade. Not all of them. I've been dismissed more than once and then reappointed again. It has been a trying and confusing time, I must say. I often feel at loss for what to do, where to go, and how best to uphold my oaths of honor.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well,
Well,
perhaps
if
the
you ever want
stars
to
were the
uphold a
line.
new oath, we could always use you in Cauldron.
I could no more leave my ancestral home than I could sprout wings and fly.
Yeah, I figured.
But I appreciate your offer.
We're always on the lookout for good people in Cauldron. Like, the city was once upon a time destroyed. We're really making a strong effort to rebuild it. But, of course, we wouldn't expect you to leave High Castle. With any luck, if the stars align, perhaps our meeting here and our mission may enamor you with the new monarch. Perhaps you'll get a chance to serve your oath in a different way.
Do not sturdy or weaken your mission on my behalf. What you do is too important. I will find a way forward. My family has found a way forward for 700 years. I will be okay.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
I think
we have a few drinks with them, and we head to the bed.
Yeah. He retires after just one glass of wine. You guys are free to finish the bottle.
Yeah.
I know you've turned over a new leaf, but as I said before, there is art and weapons on these walls with gems upon them. You could easily kill these people in their sleep and loot this place blind and come away with a vast sum of money.
I choose not to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any gem encrusted daggers?
If they were magical, he'd be wielding them, surely.
No daggers. No.
Oh, good.
It
Good.
appears to be swords almost entirely. Arming swords, long swords, a bastard sword here, a great sword over there. There's
great
a
sword.
bow that is, the string has been taken off of it and it looks kind of old and it might crack under use these days. Probably like a very old bow with different layers of material composited together, but not a dagger to be found. And yes, there is a steel great sword with like silver and gold inlays that have the symbols of Jaduk's family on him.
Wow.
Nothing looks exceptional.
Nothing looking magical. Lots of things looking highly well made and well crafted.
In the morning, do I get a moment with Kel Jaduk near the greatsword?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Yeah.
The greatsword's just in the hall, and he'll come and find you at some
Sure.
point to tell you it's time to go, and you'll be passing the greatsword.
I motion to it and I say, "Can you fight with this? I've recently been learning."
To some extent, it is not my preferred weapon of choice. In the city, the great sword gets caught, and he kind of he takes his own sword and raises it above his head, and even the arming sword gets starts to poke the ceiling. Then he puts it back. It's not a weapon fit for inside, but in the
It's a difficult
open
weapon to
country.
use. I to be honest, the Lord Shacklebrook wanted me to learn to use this blade rather than an arming sword, but I think it's better for its intimidation factor as a sheriff than it is for its fighting ability.
It does certainly scare people.
Yeah. Well, shall we make our way to the palace?
Let's make our way to the palace, and let's also take a short break because my coffee cup do not runneth over. It runneth
Okay.
dry.
Oh, no.
So we'll see you all in a few minutes. Okay, everybody. Today's the day. You arrive at the castle gates. Kel Jaduk brings you there. The guards, same guards as yesterday, they see you. They go and fetch the chancellor. Because the chancellor's not waiting out here. They said he'd be here. He's not here. They go get him. He comes out. As he starts to come out, Jaduk bids you adieu and goes back to his home, armor donned.
I
and
bow to
everything.
the chancellor.
Yeah.
My horse is still at his house, right? I've still got my stuff at his house as well, so
I assume
we'll see
you're
him again.
leaving everything at his house. If I didn't
Okay,
say it already,
yeah.
he offers you hospitality tonight as well.
Fantastic.
After the events of the
I leave
castle,
the-
please come back and see him. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
I leave my daggers and stuff too.
Do we get the Chancellor's name before he turns up?
Yes. Oh, I thought of this name during the break. It is Chancellor. I had it. Chancellor
Palpatine.
Pawduk.
Parduk.
Pawduk. Paudak.
Hello, the great Pawduk. We've heard of you.
Chancellor Parduk, thank you for receiving us.
They say you come with the writ from a Count
I do.
Shacklebrook.
That is correct. I hand him the paper.
He looks at it. He reads it probably a couple of times. That or he's a really slow reader. And then he hands it back to you. This is a matter worthy of attention. I would invite you to come to court today and speak with His Royal Highness, King Harold.
We have heard much of him. A beautiful man.
I bow my head. It would be an honor.
As beautiful as he is wise and judicious, the good King Harold shall do everything to see that justice is spread throughout the land.
Would it be custom to call him my chancellor or my lord?
My
I'll bow
lord.
and I'll say,
Thank you, my chancellor.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Thanks, my lord.
He'll lead you in. There is a sort of like a grand hall, the great hall where the court is actually being held. The king's not there right now, but there's other nobles
Are they not
and
searching us?
knights. They do, yeah. You said you didn't bring your weapon, so I was going to skip it. But yes,
Yeah.
they do give you a pat down once you get to the actual walls. They'll search through your stuff. It's not quite like a TSA pat down, because that's very invasive and exceedingly rude, and you would never do that to someone. But they offer, they ask, please hand over your weapons. And I think you left your bags back at home, back at Jaduk's
Yeah.
house. So
yeah, I would bring my lock picks if I think I can conceal them.
you can definitely, you're an exceedingly good thief, you can find a way to
bring
tuck
'em.
those somewhere around you. They won't physically pat you down, but they will give you like a once over to make sure that you don't have
Yeah,
anything.
I bring no
open.
weapons. I have my lockpicks. It's probably.
I have my short sword on me, which I will give them. I leave my bandolier of daggers at home
Sure.
at the
You-
guy's house, but I
you
give them
hand
my
your
short sword.
over. It gets tucked
Yeah.
away. They give you like a little wooden chip with some numbers carved
Okay.
in it just to make sure that nothing gets lost.
Quite a fine chip, my cows.
And I bow.
In the courtroom.
So
Oh, go ahead.
safe to say, this is the grandest place I've ever seen in my life, I assume.
Tall pillars stretch 20 some feet to support an arched and domed ceiling overhead. Paintings adorn the walls. Some of them look like they've been like scraped away and new paintings are being made. Maybe this is a normal procedure to re-update the art in the room every now and then. Big carpets roll out across the floor. Some of them are a little worn. Some of them are brand new. Sconces in the wall hold torches that are burning, but they don't produce any smoke. They just sort of like burn nice and cleanly. Little slots on the top of the archways or just below where the arch starts let in plenty of natural sunlight and let smoke or heat escape through the top. It must be a little cool or drafty on rainy days. There are chandeliers filled with candles that are not lit right now because it's daytime and then there's plenty of light around. There is a series of steps up to a dais with brand new glistening white stones to have created these steps to this dais. The throne room, or the throne that sits atop there, is... I almost want to tell you how to feel about this, but I'm going to let you decide it on your own. The throne here is clearly gilded. It's literally either made of solid gold or someone has put gold leaf all over it. Big, fat, royal red cushions with golden tassels come off of it, creating a very gentle spot. And there are a series of slots on either side of where the armrests are, where a series of swords sit, 3 on each side. They look like short swords, perhaps. The backrest of the chair, still gilded and everything, has a series of spikes that kind of come off of it. And on each spike, there appears to be some sort of carvings. You're too far away to really make out the details, but it appears somehow symbolic of what is going on. Behind this, there are a set of mirrors, like one to the left and one to the right of where the throne is. Tall mirrors, maybe 8 feet tall, 4 feet wide. The effort it would take to create and polish such mirrors must be quite immense. There is an exceedingly large amount of wealth on display here. And yet, some of these carpets are a little threadbare and worn through, you know? The local staff, because there's some servants standing around, they're all very polite. They're wearing uniforms. Their heads are bowed. The uniforms mostly look new, but a couple of them you can see that there's like worn patches on them or an area where they didn't replace it. They like stitched new fabric, and so it's all like the same green color, and then there's like a patch of like a slightly off shade of green over here. But
How much do I think that king's his seat is worth? If it was solid gold.
I make an appraisal check, if you ask me. How much do you reckon that's worth?
How much is that worth, Luther?
I don't know. Millions.
But at least we get the bad roll out of the way, Nick.
Yeah.
To check, we see this purple flag with the golden sword here. That's King Harold's sigil, is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And the swords, the 6 swords, 3 on either side that come out, have like gilded handles and gilded cross beams. You can't see the blade themselves because they're stuck into the sheath. But everything seems to be coated with like a layer of gold everywhere.
Okay. Yeah. Is he there? No, he's not
He's
there.
not here. There's others.
Is there other people and
lots
there's
of
other people waiting to be seen? Okay.
Yeah, some of them probably look like they're just attendees in the court. Some people look like they're here to speak to the king. This is where the life happens. Like, even if you don't have anything to bring up, the people who get to be in the court get to hear what's going on. There's no internet. There's no newscast. There's no newspapers. Being in the room is being powerful because you
Nick,
get to
if
know
I could
exactly
get out of
what's
here
going on.
during court, this is stealing time, Nick.
Could you imagine? What would you steal?
I don't know.
Just like if you could get into the castle.
Well, we're in the castle, right?
No, but I mean like get to another part of the castle.
If I could just get out of this room while this court's being attended, court has to be where like everybody is at that time.
Guards and shit though, surely.
Maybe, but the least amount ever because they're guarding the king, I would assume.
I'm not fighting the king to save you. You're on your own if you get caught, but go for it. I mean,
Look, I'm gonna use the restroom.
I give him a wink.
Oh,
And
God.
Nail, can I like? I'm some little thief. Can I like figure a nice way to like try and leave this room?
Yeah, you came in through the main hall, which had, it was from the gates to the main hall was a straight shot, and there were lots of closed doors on either side and a couple of like armed guards standing around holding positions of honor and whatnot. And inside this room, aside from the main doors that come in, there's a door like near the front entryway to the left and to the right. There's a guard on each of those. And there's a door on the back to the right behind where the king would sit. And there's a guard right there. So the 4 doors out of this room all have guards on them. You could go and politely ask a guard, where the facilities are or something like that, if you'd like.
Yeah, but then they would know that I'm not. Then they would know that I'm gone. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and just wait and see if somebody leaves their post at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, then I'm gonna try and dip out while they're gone. So if somebody goes talks to them, etc., I'm just gonna try and go past and not be seen as much.
To your disappointment, no one will leave their post. Yeah.
Then I will stay in this room.
Yeah.
Unlucky. Yeah.
There are maybe 40 people in here at this moment in time. A few more will shuffle in.
Does anyone attempt to talk to us? Do we get like dirty looks?
You will get maybe like some side eye. No one attempts to talk to you. And after, 45 minutes in this room, you can kind of see it get separated a little bit. It's not, like a line drawn in the sand, but there's clearly the people who are attending court who all like stand a little closer to the throne and are all talking amongst each other. They seem to know each other. There's lots of like polite banter back and forth. Lots of,
I'm gonna give a little lip reading.
Measuring.
It's like a little Game of Thrones episode in the season 1 Game of Thrones.
I want to look for like the 2 people who are talking, maybe 3 who are like in the nicest things that I would think. And I'm going to try and read their lips while they're up there.
Well, it's
22?
definitely a competition to see who can be wearing the nicest things among the nobles in this courtroom. Like everybody is bringing their A game today.
Yeah.
So you got your pick of the litter who you think is the nicest. Pigeon, knowing Pigeon as well as I do at this point, I think Pigeon's eyes will settle on the 2 of the ladies in the area. Who aren't wearing armor, but are wearing like resplendent gowns that sort of poof out around the hips a little bit and have like the jewels
Ladies
on
are
display.
always gossiping too, so yeah.
True. Yeah.
You read some of their lips, and it's the conversation is about some priest that's in the capital. His name is their name. Yes. Father Bismuth is his name.
Okay.
And the lady is talking about how she went to confession yesterday. And she unburdened her soul to Father Bismuth. And how light her soul feels now that she has explained her sins and her deeds away. And the tolls and punishments that he's given her, help her feel more connected to the divine than she ever has, because she has, made such an attempt to personally unburden herself. And the woman that she's next to is like, oh yes, I have an appointment with Father Bismuth to confess. But unfortunately, I had to delay it many days because I was organizing a donation to the church. It was going to be 4 white horses that may pull the Father's carriage through town, such that the gods may be seen as more resplendent. And there's you can kind of see this one-upmanship of like who is the more not faithful, but like who is more devout. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. And it's sort of this polite, slow I'm in favor with the gods because I've done this. Oh, but I'm going to be in their favor because I have this thing planned. Oh, but I'm going to be throwing a banquet for this other thing in 3 months' time once the honey from Meadstead comes. You know, it was the last honey of the season from Meadstead, don't you know? Because the bees, and did you know that bees only produce honey during certain times of year? And
I move on to
Meadstead-
the next group.
Yeah. This is
I'll give you one
kind
more.
of, this is the general vibe of the things you're going to be getting, but give me one more lip reading check.
30.
A 30. Yeah. You kind of look over from those to these other knights over here, and they're talking about the training that they're getting for their sons and daughters. And this person has hired an archer from Drekis to come and teach his daughter the way of the hunt. And, you know, they're getting a bow from a Kuba for their daughter when she turns 16 because she's such a dead shot, such a grace with her aim. She'll surely be the finest marksman in all the land. Another person's like, oh, yes, well, my son's armor is being crafted by the dwarves of Thornham. They've got they're trying to set themselves up with their own kingdom, and relations are poor, but my family goes back to the dwarves of Keldaram 5 generations. We have inroads with them, and Blacksteel's himself is going to be crafting the armor for my son, and it's Pigeon. I think you might be getting like a little annoyed, or maybe like a little sick that these people, they're just talking about how much money they have and they can give away and their connections. They're constantly
These are the people to go and
comparing.
rob.
I was
I'm
going to say,
learning.
they're asking to be robbed, these
These
guys.
people are like, Pigeon is foaming at the mouth, like thinking I might follow one of these people home and rob them.
And-
But we'll see. All right.
You've seen what life is like in Stromheim, right? You've seen people scraping to get by. Even in Cauldron, where you're trying to resettle things and there's just not enough money to really do anything, and they're giving away land to get people to come out here. And these fucking people, they're just like 4 white horses for the priest so that I can be closer to God? My God, like, what is going on in this city?
God knows how much one of those white horses cost as well.
Probably. It's also a good idea maybe to go and if you went and like robbed Father so-and-so, right? He knows all of what this lady confessed to. She seems to have a huge weight off of her fucking chest. If we knew that info, we could maybe blackmail her with it.
Yeah.
Now, here's a fun question for you, Pigeon. How much of this are these people being truthful, and how much of this is them like
Performative?
is very performative? Like maybe she went in and like had confession and she's like, I didn't finish my greens for dinner last night. Like how much of this is her just trying to one up somebody, and how much of it is like truly, do you really
Pigeon probably
think
takes
this
it as
bitch
fact.
is
Yeah.
unburdening her sins? Do you even think she thinks she's a sinner? Or is this just like some show for the courtroom?
I think Pigeon feels like it's fact.
Oh, Pigeon like,
And like all
okay.
these people are being like honest.
Yeah. No, that's legit. That is a very yeah. Anyway, half an hour passes. And then there's like a staff rapping on the floor, and someone calls out, good King Harold, first of his name, ruler of Eridon, master of High Castle, blah, 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 blah.
I drop to a knee.
Yeah, I look around and see what the appropriate etiquette is and then copy it.
All the people who are here to see the king do what Pigeon does and drops to a knee. The various
All right,
lords
that's what
and
I do.
ladies will clasp their hands together and bow their heads very deeply as the Lord King Harold comes out. He is a handsome man, but maybe not as
What's
much
his
as the
hotness?
person on the gate said. He's like 12 hotness.
Okay.
And he does have long black hair and a big beard, and it is all well put together, but he might be able to lift a lot, but if he's able to lift a lot, it's just because he's like a very big man. He's not 6'6", he's like 5'11". And he's probably strong because he carries he does a lot of weight training, carries a lot of weight on him at all times. And that's bound to make you fairly strong.
He has a legendary appetite. Yeah.
And walking behind
Worthy of
him
a king.
is Chancellor Poduk, who you recognize from earlier. Chancellor Poduk has like a series of scrolls tucked underneath his arm that he gently places on a little table next to the king.
Is the king in armor?
The king is not in armor, but walking behind him are a pair of knights in plate mail with white feathers that come out of their caps, helmets on and down so you can't see their eyes. They will like symbolically place great swords in front of them with their hands resting on them. I did mention this is like a tall building. This is the sort of room you could use a great sword in. And they stand just behind the throne. And as he like rests his hands on the armrest of the throne, his like palm quickly like reaches out to a pommel of either sword next to him and sort of like mindlessly strokes these golden pommels.
How long has this guy been king? Less than a year, yeah.
It's April. They said he was crowned at the first of this year. So what, like 4 months?
So, 4 months. Okay,
5
cool.
months? Yeah.
Okay, do we stand up? I stand up when everyone else stands up.
Everyone else stands up. The chancellor's like, we'll call to order the court of the day. The first order of business for the king. Sheriff Luther, please step forward.
Oh, we're first.
I step forward. Has Chancellor Porduck taken my letter? Or am I still
You
on
have it in your hands. Yeah.
Okay.
The crowd sort of parts, leaving just the clear red runway between you and the king. Everyone stands up and watches. The people who are
I
here
realize
to
I
see
don't know
your...
the etiquette.
Yeah.
I go what I feel is a reasonable distance, like 20 feet away. Obviously, if the guards like make a move towards me, I'll stop, and then I drop down to one knee and bow my head and say, King Harold, thank you for receiving me.
I hear you have a message from your lord.
I stand up. I represent Lord Shirebrook of Cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
I hold the paper out and then take a step forward.
He flicks a wrist, and a servant, a young girl, scurries forward from like behind a pillar somewhere out of sight, grabs your message.
Okay.
She kind of looks a little bit like Sybil, but a few years older and much more nicely dressed. Takes the letter from you.
Wait, who was Sybil?
Sybil's Shacklebrook's cupbearer.
Yeah.
Who does all the dirty work.
Yeah. She'll bring and like drop to both knees and hand him the paper and then like scoot off to the side. And he'll read through it and then like kind of hold it out, and she'll grab it and bring it back down to you and then disappear again to the corner.
Okay, I put it back in my pocket. Wait for him to say something.
Chancellor, may I please see the tax rolls? The Chancellor pulls out the top scroll on a stack, and the king unrolls it and unrolls it some more. And
Shacklebrook's a good man. He must have been paying taxes.
He's paying his taxes for sure.
Lets the thing fall, and he unrolls the whole scroll, and then he hands it back to the Chancellor, who like rolls it back up and puts it away. We have no records of any Count Shacklebrook. I know there has been much turnover in the administration of this kingdom, but there have been no appointments to Count, and there are no records of taxes coming from Cauldron in the past decade.
I'm sorry I didn't bring Lord Shacklebrook's Chancellor with me, my king. This isn't something I'm equipped to answer for. I may have misspoke when I referred to him as a count. I thought that was his honorific, but I'm not a man of noble birth myself, and I bow my head.
I see no, and I know of no records of Cauldron being given any deeds. As far as I know, it still belongs to... He looks to the Chancellor. Who was the last family before the demons arrived? And they'll come up and talk about the last family a moment. And he'll say, who is this man, Shacklebrook, that would presume himself lord over Cauldron, who would refuse his royal duties, who would refuse his tithe? Yeah, he's asking you directly, but he's also like booming his voice out to the whole room, who would refuse to uphold his duties and yet come begging favors.
Lord Shacklebrook is son of one of the most powerful nobles in Stromheim, my king. He is a wizard of some renown, a young man of great stature and high intellect. If it were not for him, Cauldron would be naught but a hamlet. Instead, it's a thriving town with knights, a sheriff, a doctor, many peasants, farms, good crop yields. In fact, we also seek to tame nearby towns such as Tassel and Misty Rapids to bring them once again into the king's protection.
I'll whisper to you as the king's thinking.
And once Tassel's fixed, the tithe can come by boat.
And once Tassel is brought to heel, our taxes and tithes can come via the Grand Canal.
It seems to me that before this Lord Shacklebrook asks for favors, begs for help, he should fulfill his own duties. High Castle has struggled to maintain order in this world. By the blood of our men have these lands been kept free, and yet these southern lords take royal land for themselves and pay nothing up, despite the many brave sacrifices of the men and women in this room. He kind of gestures to the court attendees on either side of him.
You gotta fix this, Nick.
If Lord Shacklebrook hasn't paid the correct tithes, it can only be a matter of late payment. I'm certain my lord would not deprive the king what he is due. And I'll be certain to take any message of yours back to him and correct this post-haste. But the matter at hand is pressing.
A single
And-
demon remains. He starts talking to the other nobles in the room. A single demon remains in the south. A blue one with many legs, hiding in a swamp. This is a great trouble for our southern cousins.
If I
ask
may,
our
my
help
king,
to resolve this singular demon in the south.
Wasn't it demons, werewolves?
I speak up and say, I myself was held captive by this beast and barely escaped with my life if not for the efforts of Lady Tulwick in Thornwood. This demon is not like the others. It thinks, it's cunning, it's curious. It wishes to know about you, my king, and the great wizards of Eridon. It's clearly planning something. It claims to be over 10,000 years old. And it's not one demon. In its thrall, it had mongrel men, mephits, and imp.
Well, a good king sees to all the details of his realm. I shall dispatch a set of knights and riders. We shall clear up this issue of demons and this issue of taxes. Everyone should pay their fair share because the kingdom struggles. We cannot afford any freeloaders at this time. These are hard times, you know, he says, sitting on his golden throne with tall mirrors behind him.
Yeah. I mean, I think to myself, like, did I fuck up here? But Shacklebrook can't expect me to talk him out of paying taxes to the king. That's not my job.
I mean, I think we
strokes
got
his
what we
chin.
wanted, yeah.
Do we have any volunteers who would lead such a troop on such an important mission to help our poor southern cousins with their struggles? And there's like a bit of chuckling coming from the fancy lords and ladies around you, or, you know, in front of you, I should say. One of them will step forward and raise their hands. One of these women with these like long gowns, the one who said that she has like recently unburdened herself and has given these horses to this guy. She steps forward and says, "My lord, it would be the honor of my house to aid the less fortunate, whatever the costs may be. Please let my men ride south and find these creatures and bring back the tithes that are owed to your lordship. I would happily offer the services of my men in this manner." And the king says, Thank you very much, Lady Alkali. I appreciate your generosity in this matter. You there, young sheriff. Please, speak with Lady Alkali. She will make arrangements, and in due course, when the weather has turned well, her men will resolve these issues before you.
Thank you, my king.
And the Chancellor comes forward and is like, brings up the next issue. From the lands to the north, in a village near Thornham, may I produce Mr. Jellies? And there's kind of like a little bit of a snickering coming from the other lords around you, as like a portly man who has like he's like missing his right foot. He's just got like a little peg for the right foot. Sort of stumbles forward and is like, my king. Ever since Thornham has been taken by the dwarves, the rivers have slowed their flows. I believe the dwarves are damming the Dwarfgate River, and it's having a terrible effect on the crops in our villages downriver. Please, my lord. He goes on to explain these problems, and the king talks about, the dwarves, yes, they're such a problem. They're so self-centered and greedy. And
I go to the right-hand side now, where one of the guards are.
yeah.
And I say,
I have dysentery and I'm about to poop myself. Can I use the restroom? I don't want to make a mess in front of the king.
He points to the main doors that lead like out of the castle and says, if you cannot hold yourself, you must leave.
I'm going to make a mess right now. Is there a bathroom in there?
here, I'll throw you a charisma check.
24. Nice. The guard looks at you. He absolutely believes that you're about to shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And he sort of smiles.
I hold out some gold coins. I reach in quickly and pull out like 3.
Oh. He looks at the gold coins and like keeps his hands down where they are and says, "Those who cannot attend the court and hold their bowels, well, they must suffer their own consequences."
Okay. I mean, I go to the main gate, or to the main exit. Is there like a pathway
There's
inside or no?
There's a long hall with a couple of doors and some guards on the doors, and this long hall that leads to the room. And on the other side of this long hall is the exit to the keep. Yeah.
I'll go up to one of the guards, I guess, on one of the doors, and I'll plead the same case.
I was sent here from the guard inside to use the restroom.
There has been a mistake made. There are no restrooms available. You may leave if you need to leave yourself, but know that you will not be permitted re-entry.
Okay, I go back in.
Yeah. They
Restroom
seem
doesn't work.
very stubborn, which, if you're a guard, is probably a good thing.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that's the end of this. You can sit through the whole thing. Everyone has some problems.
Yeah.
The king, he talks a big talk. He makes a big show of like the majesty of the crown of High Castle, looking out for these people, but like in a way that's constantly condescending to the people's problems and like very ego stroking to all of the assembled lords. He asks, who will help solve this problem for us? And then someone will come and like prostrate themselves and be like, oh, my family would love to help you with this, your highness, because we're so great. And the king will be like, ah, yes, the northern lords, they help everyone. And, it's...
He's a bad guy. He should be assassinated.
Someone needs to throw this guy over a window.
Yeah, but
Fuck this
everyone, at the end of this, everyone stands and applauds and gives him a standing ovation. And then they bring out like a couple of barrels of wine and start passing out wine to everybody.
Oh.
You guys are welcome
Including
to
me?
the wine. Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
it's not
Well, I need
exactly
to talk to
handed to
Lady.
you, but it's here.
I go and get some. Yeah, I need to go and talk to Lady Alkali anyway, so can't leave just yet.
Yeah.
Which I do. So once it's all over and I get a glass of wine, I head over to the lady that spoke out.
When I do want to say, when it's all over, the king does sit on his throne still. His wife is nowhere to be seen. His kids are nowhere to be seen. He stays on the throne near the chancellor, who talks with him. and the two guards. It's up many, steps of stairs. The guards are keeping a close eye. Everyone else sort of mingles down below, and every now and then someone will come to the stairs and like make a deep
I go
bow
to
and
the
then
stairs.
be gestured to like come and speak to the king if the king wants to speak to them.
I go to the stairs and I pull, I have a gift for him,
Oh,
and I give a bow.
Who's gonna do it?
you offer a gift. This is
My
a great
king,
thing.
I have a gift for you.
The chancellor waves you forward. Please bring your gift.
I go up and I will hand him over the vial of leech love.
Yeah, I do want to say that you're there. The young girl will come and like do the build. She'll take it from you and hand it to him.
I think so.
Just in
I
case there's
understand
some sort of
that
like
she's gonna try and do that. But I don't think Pigeon would understand that. So when he beckons him forward, Pigeon's gonna go like right up to the king
Oh,
and like
yeah.
hand it over to him on.
Totally. Now,
That's what he attempts to do.
sure. Now, Pigeon, these guards are about to intercept you. They're going to come and, like, make sure you don't get too close to the king. But mechanically speaking, you are close enough that if you were to charge him or jump at him with a hidden weapon, the guards could
I can
not get
attack.
to you in time. Yes.
right.
They would get to you afterwards and cut you down, but
You could even say it would be a sneak attack.
Oh,
Perhaps.
for sure.
perhaps.
No, yeah, I don't do any of that.
no,
so
but
if they
you-
intercept me, then
you
I'll
start to
like,
come
pull back
up.
over there. Oh,
And as you put your foot one step higher than the guards are comfortable with, they both step forward like immediately with like loud clangs of their boots on the ground. And
stop.
people like look up to the throne.
Oh,
And the-
sorry, my king. I thought you wanted the.
And I'll step back.
The young woman comes. The guards step back. Everyone goes back to their things.
I
the
hand it
girl
over and
will
I
take it.
My lord, a man like you. I'm sure that you need no help, but I'm sure that there are hundreds of women that you must please. If you'd like, this could help you. It's called leech love.
Leech love.
I give him the explanation of what it does.
It's a
In
numbing
pretty-
agent that you.
In pretty gross terms, yeah. Because he seems the type.
Okay, he needs to make a charisma check
Just,
over
he
here.
does seem like he might appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah, the other, like the guy
Let-
was telling us,
Lord- Cal Jadok was too prude, too much of
He
a
was-
prude. He's too much of a good man, yeah.
he's too much of a good man.
You can
He's
see the
proper lordly virtues.
You can see the king like crack a smile as you're describing this. Some of the other nobles who are listening to this like look on in shock and horror. One of the, delicate folks in the room like begins to blush and like covers their face with a small fan. The young girl who picks this up seems uncomfortable. The chancellor nearby, standing behind the king, like gives you this glaring, scathing glower. That's like, I can't believe you. Like he seems very unhappy, but the king is amused by
And
this
then
gift.
when I see he's amused, I'll say,
And I'd like to offer you my services. I am the best lockpick in the land. If you ever need a door open, I could even open Sir Imbrick McGarry's own bedroom door.
Well, that's a dangerous skill. I would not go around advertising it as such. Someone might call you a pickpocket.
Oh, not a pickpocket, but a locksmith.
Hmm.
I'm sure you get caches all the time that need opened. But if you ever need one and that you can't get it opened by a normal folk, us Southerners, we're good at those things.
give him like a nod.
And where did you learn these skills, Master Smith?
Stromheim.
You look a young man. You can't be more than 30 years old.
I'm 22, my king.
Those must have been hard years.
Well, my mother was a whore.
From whorehouse to high court. What a interesting life you must have led. Not
know,
many
he's-
can claim
He's not-
such
he-
climbing.
He's not wrong, yeah.
It's been a life of wealth and splendor.
Are many southern sheriffs sons of whores?
Just the
No,
good ones.
I think just the good ones, my lord.
You're very eloquent, young man. What did you say your name was?
My name's Pigeon, but Lord Shacklebrook calls me Coop because he said Pigeon's a bad name.
This Lord Shacklebrook seems to know a great many things. Did I not hear you earlier say he was a wizard?
I nod.
Oh yeah, he's a great wizard, and he sent our friend Eraser to wizard school.
Your name is Pigeon, and your friend's name is Eraser?
Well, we come from Stromheim, and let's just say we're not the most civilized folk there. I assume, my lord, you know what's going on in Stromheim.
Tell me what you think is going on in Stromheim.
I'm gonna talk in hushed tones here because I think I'm about to offend a lot of people.
Sure.
It's much the same of what's going on here, except it's not nobility who's fighting. It's rival gangs.
I give him a quick rundown if he continues to listen.
He does. He wants to
yeah.
hear everything you have to say.
I will take like a step forward because, we're talking and I'll talk in hushed tones. And
As soon as your
keep-
foot goes back
yeah.
on the next step, the guards like stomp and step forward again.
Okay, I'll kind of like crouch down then to have like a nice like, I'm about to talk to him for a bit. So I crouch down and I let him know about the Copperheads and the Pitmen and how the nobles of Stromheim run the Redcoats, and how when you're a kid you kind of go out there and you cause a bunch of ruckus. And I let him know about the Temple Guardians and how they are without clerics. I give him the gang rundown, and I let him know that his people are really suffering there by the hands of these gangs. And that the money is actually in the hands of the gangs now versus the nobility.
Interesting. Give me, Pigeon. Give me your most
Perception check?
persuasive charisma check.
Oh my, imagine.
Oh my
Not bad.
god! Natural 19 modified 26. The king hears what you have to say. It sounds like the good citizens of Stromheim are beset by foes from within.
Oh yeah, I mean, the only ones I think who would help you would be like the Demon Slayer gang, because they're just a bunch of old like town guard. They run the South Gate.
I've heard of these demon slayers before. Brave men who fought fearlessly, risking their lives, some falling, many falling. Abandoned by our long-lost queen, Kiara Sanguine. Abandoned by the lords of Stromheim, who some fled here. Others remained in place, but hide behind the walls of the inner city, leaving the people on the outer city to fend for themselves.
And I'm going to toss in this last bit.
Yeah, and the worst of the gangs is the Copperheads. Oh my gosh.
And I tell him about this
Angus
town
Smelter.
right here,
Oh.
Copper Hill, and how Angus Smelter recently went there and razed it and killed a bunch of people there. And now they're starting to encroach on his land.
His eyebrows
And I-
raise at this.
Yeah.
I had heard there was a new temple in Copper Hill, and then I had heard it was ruined. How
That was the
confident
Copperheads.
are you that this was this man, Angus Smelter? Know before you speak that should you bear false witness on a crime of this magnitude, it will haunt you for the rest of your days.
I nod. And I'll whisper.
My king, may I approach and tell you something?
What you have to say, you can say openly.
Okay. Then I'll say openly, in hushed tones, to hopefully only the Chancellor and maybe his guards could hear. I think back, Pigeon would know this, like, it was a huge part of his character, but for me, I'm having a little bit of a hard time because it's been a long time. Angus Smelter had a temple made inside of Stromheim.
Yeah, New Hill Temple.
I explain the lore behind New Hill Temple and how that's his seat of power, and I guarantee the king that that's why he had the temple out here destroyed, so that he could have the only temple for like the Copper Hill people. I give him like the rundown, which is like, yeah, going against our oath actually, or not our oath, but we had told what's his name, Angus, that we'd never tell anybody, blah blah blah.
Right.
And it seems like he kind of handled it himself.
Yeah.
But I give the king that bit of tidbit.
He turns to the Chancellor. Chancellor Palduk, why have I not been informed of the problems in Stromheim? And the Chancellor steps forward, palms pressed together. Your Highness, the previous queen had sent some men down there to deal with these issues of thieves. They returned maybe 2 months before your coronation, saying the worst of the thieves had already been dealt with, and that all that was left was some mopping up fit for the locals. I do not wish to speak ill of this detective from Cauldron, but perhaps his information is outdated.
My king, I think your people have been paid off, because not a month ago we were having to deal with the Copperheads ourselves coming down to Cauldron, encroaching on even more of your land. They've been taxing our people.
The Chancellor says, this may be true, but thieves are infinite in number. Every time you kill one gang, another rises to fill its ranks. Is that not true?
I would say that no. Usually when you kill one, the others are too afraid to mess with the person who killed them. They would at least swear some sort of fealty.
It is good of
But
you to
people-
bring this news to me, young Coop. I am afraid our kingdom is beset by enemies on all sides. Have you heard? Are you aware of the Grimlocks in the Grand Canal?
Grimlocks.
Am I aware of that?
No, what the fuck is a
No.
Grimlock?
No, my lord, I've never heard of it.
They live within the earth. When the sun sets and the moons are not visible, they crawl up the sides of the Grand Canal in great numbers, swarming into the lands, eating the people they find. They're not demons, but they are creatures of great evil. In the Golden Sea, where all the food that feeds all of Eridon comes from, undead crawl out at night. In the mountains to the north, he's talking about the Hemderkos Hills, but he's calling them
Yeah.
mountains. Undead giants stalk the land.
Whoa.
It is a dark and terrible time. I am sad to hear the lords of Stromheim are unable to enforce order within that city. Perhaps some of them need to be called to court to answer for their failures.
Let's go.
Did you
Thank you,
not
my
say
king.
your own Lord Shacklebrook comes from Stromheim?
His dad does, yeah.
And is this Lord Shacklebrook not capable of managing the affairs of the city? Protecting his people?
I give him a shrug.
I heard that when the demons first came, or maybe it was Count Vicious, they gathered up all of their magic items and they went out and put them on people to go fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were all lost. That's a rumor I've heard.
There was a great
But-
deal of corruption in the Old Kingdom, which I intend to stamp out entirely.
Thank you, my lord, and thank you for even listening to a commoner like me. You truly are the one great king.
I bow.
I will heed your words. Go with the gods, little pigeon. Do
Well, if you
good
ever
in
need
this
me,
world.
I'm in Cauldron. Thank you, sir.
Of course.
All right.
Luther is agape watching Pigeon converse with the king for so long. I was making my way over to Lady Alkali, but then I'd stopped to watch his conversation.
I think
over.
Lady
You know, the king,
Alkali,
he's not that bad.
Lady Alkali also watches this, because she's going
Yeah.
to be working with the two of you. And, afterwards, the two of you
I
meet
put
up.
an armor
wait,
on Pigeon.
Before I leave the king, I would have held out after he says go with whatever. I would have held out a hand for a handshake. I don't know if he'll do it.
Maybe asking a bit much.
Could be.
He sees you outstretch your hand, and he... What is the appropriate response to that?
The appropriate response is to shake the hand.
Get up out of his chair and walk over.
No, that's not the appropriate response. He doesn't get out of his chair for a commoner like that. He just lets your hand hold in the air awkwardly. Maybe awkward for you.
Unlucky.
He seems completely unfazed by it.
I put it down and I give him a nod.
I put an arm around you when you come back, as if to say, well done. And then I put it back and I motion to let's go talk to Lady Alkali.
I'll
I head over
kind
to her.
of let you go do that first, and I'll read the king's lips if he talks to his chancellor after
Okay.
that.
Yeah, he does. But he turns to look at the chancellor, who's sort of standing behind him. So you can't catch the king's words, but you might be able to catch the chancellor's response. Give me a lip read check. 18. No, the chancellor leans
Odd
in
angle.
close and whispers to the king, and they talk quietly amongst themselves.
I'll go with Luther then. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Lady...
Hopefully those Stromheim dog nobilities have to go and fucking answer now.
I hope he fucking kills Angus. That would be
That'd be
so
awesome,
sick.
dude.
Oh, it'd be so good if the
That
next
would be
time we go
fucking
there,
sick.
Angus is
He
crucified in the
raises
middle of the
that fucking
city.
area.
Yeah. That's epic.
That's my king right there.
That's my king.
That's my king.
Let's go, King Harold. I go up to Lady Alkali and I sort of give her a bow and say, thank you for offering your assistance to Cauldron, Lady Alkali.
It is my duty.
Of course, but not every house has been so generous. Perhaps I could speak to you on the details and maybe we could discuss the retinue you intend to send.
Tell me
King Harold
the
said he wishes us
accommodations
favor.
my men can expect when they arrive in Cauldron. How
We
many
have extra
rooms
rooms
do you
in the
have?
keep, right?
Is there enough room in the keep to put up 20 people or not?
Probably, yeah. If they don't
There's
mind,
rooms in-
sharing a couple of rooms with some people.
We have rooms in Lord Shacklebrook's keep. Well, there are servants, plenty. Our cellars are, if not overflowing, at least full.
Oh yeah, you should bring silver weapons too. We got a werewolf problem.
That is true. We are also plagued by werewolves. There's much glory to be gained in Cauldron.
You know, you're quite
Werewolves?
beautiful, my lady.
Thank you. Cheese has blessed
Yes.
me.
Werewolves,
Well, I can
yes.
see that. You must be favored with the gods quite a bit. You're probably the god's chosen one in this city.
I would never claim such an honor for myself, no matter how many people bestow it upon me.
I go on one knee and I'll it's not weird to ask to kiss her ring, her hand.
No, when you drop to a knee, she immediately
Yeah.
holds out a hand for you to kiss.
I give her a kiss and I say,
She has
Oh,
many
yeah,
rings
I'm
on this hand. And a white glove.
I kiss the hand and I say, well, can I give you an int check to remember the priest's name?
Father Bismuth.
Yeah, but now you told me it.
Sorry.
I would remember.
No, I can't remember.
The local father, I mean, he must appreciate your gift of horses. Everybody's been talking about it outside.
That's such a good line.
The 4 whites.
Do they know already? I had yet to
I
make the
nod.
announcement formal. I must have a spy within my midst. Thank you for informing me. Good help is so hard to find these days.
Oh, goodness.
The Southern Lords are blessed in some ways, my lady.
Which ways are that?
Good help.
Ah. Well, trying times must make for strong men.
Exactly that. Yes. So we have the problem of the demons that I spoke about, but also of werewolves. If your men do have access to silver, perhaps we could kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
How many of these
They
werewolves exist?
At least 3. They killed an entire hamlet. I think it was 20 people.
I think more than 3, likely 4 or 5, perhaps.
I see. You said accommodations for 20 men.
I'm sure we could accommodate that. Yes.
20 to 30. I mean, and in
But-
Westwood, there's a unicorn.
I tried to impress upon the king the cunningness of the demon I'm dealing with. I don't know what resources you have access to, but perhaps a studied man would also be useful in this endeavor. A wizard or a sage or someone well read on the demons and the
Did you not say
ways.
your own Lord Shacklebrook was an accomplished wizard?
Accomplished for a lord, yeah. But he spends much time governing the lands of the south rather than studying in his books.
Yes.
Is she wearing a wedding ring?
She has many rings on both of her hands, like 4 rings on each hand. 2 rings on her left ring finger. So maybe a wedding ring and something else. Yes, this is another matter I wish to look into. His royal charter, if he has one. I'll need some time to visit the libraries and look through the records to make sure that his charter was upheld by one of the previous kings or queens. There's been much happening here, and many records have been obfuscated or poorly noted.
Well, Lady Alkali, Lord Shacklebrook has the hearts of the people of Cauldron. I implore you to focus your efforts on the threats to our kingdom and perhaps put aside the concerns of the library.
Division is our greatest threat. We must make sure everyone is working as intended and that no one is reaching beyond their measure. For it is the corruption.
Do you not trust your king's judgment? Didn't he say that you should be doing this?
The
He
king
already went through
appointed me to look into these matters. It is for me to resolve. My men shall come to the truths of these matters. What sort of assistance may your own Lord Shacklebrook provide? If any.
We have knights, the greatest fighters in all of the south.
Good.
Perhaps not enough to take on a troop of werewolves, but like I said, this creature requires more than steel.
We have
Silver weapons?
Silver weapons to kill the werewolves, yes, but we don't know where this creature resides. Lady Tolwick drove it out of its lair in the Black Pine Marsh. It needs to be found before it can be slain.
Well, I have an idea of where it went, but we would need someone who knows how to swim and hold their breath.
Why?
Well, we were in a cave, and then the creature, he must have went in the water and went under.
This was weeks ago, though. It surely could have fled anywhere by now.
Surely, but I'm the best tracker in the world that could at least put us on its trail.
I'm sure
Does
the
House
captain of
Alkali
my
have
guard
access-
will manage these monstrous affairs with the due diligence he has always shown. He's a well-equipped and sensible man. I shall see it that my men are armed with silver weapons for werewolves. Although that may be at a great cost to myself.
You are most generous. Can we set out soon, or does your work in the library take precedence first?
We must come fully prepared. I will talk to the smiths about making weapons of silver for such a purpose. That may take weeks or months. The libraries and researches should take days, not weeks.
And my lady, is there any way I can help you? I am the greatest locksmith in the world and a proficient tracker.
I'm afraid I have no need of those trades at this time.
Lady Alkali, may I speak to your captain?
When he arrives in Cauldron, you may speak.
I mean, whilst we are still in High Castle, I would like to inform him of what we're facing and make sure he has all the equipment he might need.
Do you not think him capable of managing this himself? He's been a warrior for 30 years.
I'm sure he is, but I've faced the beast and its retinue personally. I know more than I've spoken of today.
If you think these details may help him, I can arrange such a meeting. Although I wonder what you may have to offer that he does not already know. Still, That is for you to judge, not myself. Tell me, who are the members of court in Cauldron? What are the names of the houses that I can expect?
Kel Twin Tower. Lady, Saladril.
Well, we have Sabin Twin Tower as our captain of the guard. He is the most proficient fighter within Lord Shacklebrook's retinue. Our gatekeeper is Joyce Sunderland. Our retainer knight, Kel Lionel Lanquill. Another retainer knight, Kel Edwin Campbell. Another retainer knight, Kel Blanche Bell.
Campbell,
Another
I know
Kel
that name.
Yes, he is.
Dracassian, right?
Yes.
That's correct. I think his home was destroyed.
Yes, his family has been posted to Ethos to oversee its development.
I believe so. Yes, I think so. That's
Excellent.
correct.
There are people of civility in the South. I'm glad to hear it. For a moment, I thought you were all blood and guts, but it appears there are families of culture.
Not as great as yours, my lady.
Well, we make do with what we can.
Edwin Campbell wasn't the one who was killed by the werewolf, was it? No, that was Isaac Elroy.
That was Isaac Elroy, yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, so like we have some knights, but I'm afraid Lord Shacklebrook faces a great many threats. I mentioned to the king we are trying to bring Tassel to heel.
Clearly, the threat of boredom is the greatest one he faces. Do you have any musicians or actors?
We had a bard pass through town recently, although he did hail from Shirebrook. There is quite a fine tavern, though, I'm sure.
Oh, we have a world-renowned game of cards that we hold. In Cauldron. Big money on the line, always.
Some of the best card players from all across the kingdom.
I see.
Maybe at hundreds of gold.
I'm sure it wouldn't be to your taste,
quaint.
Lady Alkali.
Oh, and we have the cauldron. We didn't even tell her about the cauldron.
Yes, something that you
heard stories.
Something that you won't guess in High Castle, indeed. Maybe it's worth a visit for you after all, for there is no end of murderers and brigands to be put to death in Cauldron, and a mere hanging just won't scratch the same itch once you've seen a man boiled to death by a geyser.
How simply awful. I think my duties here shall keep me very busy, but my men will handle these affairs. If you would like to speak to my man, please go to my house. She snaps her fingers, and one of the servants nearby comes on over, and she says, "Get me some writing utensils." And servant runs away and then comes back and holds a little table up for her, and she quickly scrawls on a piece of nice, clean, bleached paper with crisp cut edges, a nice little message, and pulls out some wax and heats it over a candle. The servant's holding this heavy block of wood with all these things on it on his back while she's doing all of this stuff, and then presses one of her rings into it and hands it to you and says, find the Street of Ash. Ours is the large house. You'll know it. You'll see my sigil upon the door. I hand this to the guards there. They'll let you in to see my man, and you can make the appropriate details. Do give my warmest regards to your Lord Shacklebrook.
Of course.
Perhaps Count Shacklebrook, as the truth remains to be seen. And give him my regrets that I cannot attend in person, but my duties keep me here in the castle. I trust you will make all appropriate arrangements and see that my men are well treated and cared for, as they are men of my house, House Alkali.
Of course. I would have nothing less. I will give your warm wishes to Lord Shacklebrook. I will speak with your man, and your men will be treated as guests of honor.
Excellent. I think I do not need to say, but just in case cultures are different, how you treat my men will reflect heavily on how your lord is thought of.
Of course.
Excellent. Now, I do see that I have other business over there.
Thank you, Lady Alkali, for your time. I give her a bow.
She holds out a hand for you to kiss it.
I kiss it.
She holds out a hand for Pigeon to kiss again.
I kiss it again.
She sort of drifts away in her golden
Okay.
gown, or her green and blue gown with the little poofy underskirt or whatever it's called, and you can hear like the clacking of heels that are nice and polished white with little gleaming golden buckles on it, and the sapphires in her ears as she, hovers off and finds some more appropriate company.
I read the letter that she wrote. What's it say?
It says, Sheriff Luther and his man are representatives of Cauldron and Lord Shacklebrook. You are going to take an expedition down to Cauldron to help them deal with their problems. This sheriff will inform you of the issues regarding demons, and there's like some quote marks around demons, and werewolves with some quote marks around werewolves. Before you set out, or make the arrangements you need, and I will speak to you in tonight about costs, materials, and logistics.
Okay, good.
Nick,
Yeah.
we gotta go to Tassel and hear me out, because she just said the way that we treat her knights is, how we're viewed. We gotta steal that elven wine and bring it back to Cauldron and have them drinking elven wine.
Wait, where was the elven wine? In the
It's in Tassel in one of the inns.
in that inn we were in, yeah.
The one down by the docks.
That's right.
Oh, it's the one by the docks, not the one where we cut the guy's head off.
No, it was by the docks.
Yeah.
But
That
how would we
be-
get it up the stairs?
It's crazy.
So
It's a crazy idea. Be good though.
as the party leaves this court, I want to get an idea of what our characters are thinking about this, because I feel, as the DM, that I've given you a lot of exposition, a lot of information about how life in High Castle is and how different it is from what's going on in Cauldron and Shirebrook. And I could see like 10 different interpretations of this. What are Pigeon and Luther walking away with? What do we think of what's going on here and who these people are?
This king's ability to listen is quite interesting. I feel like most kings would kind of brush you away, and maybe it's because Pigeon gave him a gift and kind of sweet talked him a little bit, but he actually kind of seems like he gives a fuck about the land. I mean, obviously he cares a lot about his well-being and the money that he's getting, etc. So maybe it's from a selfish angle. But even if it is from a selfish angle, if he does good, he's still doing good. So if he goes and clears out Stromheim from the gangs for selfish reasons, I mean, it's going to be better for everyone. So maybe not such a bad king to have after all.
Okay. All right. Is it safe to say that your expectations were low and this guy has exceeded them?
Yeah. Very
All right.
low.
Okay. What about you, Luther?
For the city itself, it's after the encounter with the knights on the road, it's more orderly than I expected. I thought we were walking into like a quasi civil war here, but this feels like a powerful city that's doing things well, that has good order, and it does feel like the king has control over the city, at least on the surface. I don't have much time for this Lady Alkali woman. I feel like she's frivolous and unserious, but Luther hopes that he can have a more useful conversation with her captain of the guard. He might take it a bit more seriously. The king seemed pretty impressive. I wasn't expecting him to necessarily be so quick to offer help, although I'm thinking that both the king and Alkali might be more concerned about taxes and Shacklebrook's legitimacy than they are about the demons. And that might just be an excuse to come down and interrogate him on his position. Which is awkward I think that he must have expected this. Because he said like
Cauldron to be destroyed.
He basically said like, we owe him fealty and he has to help us. We have to request aid. He must have known that the king would ask about taxes if he's not paid any.
Well, Shacklebrook's got money.
Yeah.
He might need to start handing it over.
And I don't know if Shirebrook's losing money. Does it have to pay taxes? Does it work like that? Can we do write-offs? I'm not sure.
There's no write-offs. No.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about that. So I'm a little bit worried. I don't know how it's going to go down. Like, I get the feeling that we're going to go talk to this guard and he's going to be like, right, well, it'll take us a month to make the preparations and then we'll head down.
Well, no, I think we're heading down early.
You think also we're
I
heading
think
on
we
our
take
own
I think we take a boat from High Castle to Tassel.
to Tassel and then try and steal the elven wine?
I think we should.
Mm.
Because imagine they go home and they're like, they treated us with elven wine in Cauldron the whole time.
It would be crazy. Yeah, it would be crazy. It's a good
It
idea.
would.
How do we get the elven wine? Well, we can come to that. We could probably get a boat down to Tassel, can't we? We need money. No,
We
no,
got
'cause we
money.
can wait. We can wait.
Yeah, we have
Part
time.
of me also thinks like I'm meant to be buying chain limbs from High Castle. I wonder if I can just pick them up while I'm here. I thing is I don't know which blacksmith they've been ordered at. And the other thing I was thinking is the reason why I wanted to speak to the guard in the first place. I was wondering if I couldn't get a silver greatsword made at the same time if they're making a bunch of silver weapons. I can't just like sneak an order in for a silver greatsword.
He might.
Well, you'll have to talk to the man about that.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to. It makes sense, right? You know, because they might not get all the werewolves. There might be stragglers, and somebody needs to deal with them.
Yeah. I mean, we could also. So I'm thinking, when we get to Tassel, we get the elven wine, but then like when we get back to Cauldron with it, we should we should pay to find like the best chef for like a month to come down and like feed all these people.
Yeah, it's a good idea as well. But how are we going to get the wine up the stairs? I mean, I can probably carry it, but we'll get stopped by Shartuk's men.
So hear me out. We bring it. We get the wine at the bottom. We get a ship or like a rowboat or something like that, and then we row it on down, and then we just come over.
No, because it's like it's cliff face, isn't it? It's high. We can't. I don't
This
think you can land
whole
there.
thing's high.
Yeah.
Is that right, Neil? The Albatross
yeah.
Canal. Yeah, it's all high.
Very,
yeah.
very tall.
Even up north, the Dalag Wood as well. The whole
So
thing.
let's just the height of the canal peaks in the middle and then lowers towards the end. So when you get near Keldaram, the cliffs are tens of feet tall. When you're down in the middle near Kneecap, it's hundreds, like nearing 1,000. And then when you get down again towards Pittsburgh in the bottom, it gets back down to like low hundreds, high tens.
Yeah, so
I
still
mean, these
too high,
people
then.
must get stuff up and down Tassel
Well,
somehow.
we could go to Pittsburgh.
Well, there's a staircase, and you just have to haul shit all the way up and down the staircase. And in olden days, there were professionals who would do this. So, it was a job. There was organized labor around it. You don't know the details, but like they have ways of doing that sort of thing.
So we go to Tassel, we steal it, we rowboat it, or we get it back on a boat to Pittsburgh, and then from Pittsburgh we bring it to Cauldron.
That's crazy. That'll take so long.
That would. But if we
Let's
got it
take-
on like a carriage in Tassel or something, and we could go back.
Well, if you have money to hire laborers, they could haul a barrel of wine, 700 feet up a cliff if they needed to.
It's not.
The issue.
Well, I think I could haul. It's whether or not Shartu could stop us.
That's the issue. And a barrel of wine is quite heavy, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. But if we just what if we paid let's steal it. We have 2 locals already ready. We pay them handsomely to bring it all the way up and bring it out of the city. We can get out of there quickly.
I'll just take our money then. Fuck us off.
What do you mean?
A barrel
pay
weighs
them.
about 320 pounds, so you might not be able to carry it yourself.
I guarantee we can do it, but we can figure out that out then.
Yeah.
I really think we should do it though, because she made a point to be like, the way you treat my men is, how we're gonna feel about the, Shacklebrook in the future.
Could we not get Elven wine in Stromheim?
Ooh, probably, but it's gonna be harder to steal from Stromheim. I feel like
I don't know, man. 'Cause it's
if you're
like, how
stealing
do
from
you steal?
Stromheim, we're
How do you steal a
stealing from
300 pound barrel?
That's if it's full. If it's half full, it weighs less.
It's true.
You could drink most of it away.
How long would 150 gallons last 20 people?
Well,
A while.
probably a lot, right?
Probably like the month. Yeah. I'm saying,
It's like,
man.
what, 6 ounces in a glass of wine?
All right, hear me out then, Nick. We do it like a liter at a time. So like we get a backpack. We empty
Yeah.
the barrel into it in like the middle of the night. And if we can get in once, we can get in again.
Yeah.
And then we could start stashing it somewhere. And then
Like,
we can like
up the
backpack it
stairs.
up. Yeah.
I mean, that is also crazy.
That's crazier. I think it's easier to get up with a barrel, honestly.
Fucking tassel, such a pain in the ass.
A
Yeah, it is. We need to
barrel
clear that
of
pitch out.
wine, according to my rough calculations, is about 800 glasses. So for by 20 people, that's 40 glasses per person for 20 people.
It's not bad.
800 glasses doesn't seem like much.
Well, 5 ounces. I just did some rough math. It's like, I think 31 gallons in a barrel, and each glass of wine is 5 ounces, and there's about 25 ounces to a gallon. So if my math is right, 800
even then,
glasses
it's
is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 glasses a day of the best wine you've ever had.
A barrel of wine is 300 standard bottles. And there's 3 glasses of wine in a bottle.
So 600
That's-
glasses,
So you fuck
900
it.
glasses.
900 glasses. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're about in the same area then.
Yeah.
900
Same
divided
ballpark.
by, you said 20 people, plus probably your own folks. That's 45 glasses per person in a barrel for 20 people. Maybe 40 people because you've got some of your own folks and whatnot, or 35. I don't know. But you're looking at 20 to 40 glasses of wine per person, depending on how many there are. It goes fast when you have a lot of folks.
They don't have to drink Elven wine the whole time. You know, they could just have
Well, that's true.
1 or 2
but
glasses.
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, if we can get that elven wine to Cauldron, that is huge. That is probably going to be the talk of the town.
For sure, but it's not going to be a full barrel. And I just don't see how we do it.
I think you steal the barrel, you bring it out, you have 2 random day laborers there, ready to bring up whatever you want in the middle of the night. You bring it up, and then we just either A, kill Shartuk's man, or B, we just pay him off and keep going with our barrel. This is one of the lower stakes stealings. The only issue is the Shartuk guy that we got to pay off. And I'm sure we could even get a local who knows Shartuk's guy that can talk to him for us.
Maybe. If he doesn't know who he's dealing with, perhaps.
Yeah.
It seems kind of crazy to me, but I get that it would be fun, so we can try it. I mean, I'm up for visiting Tassel again and trying to deal with that. But I think we should find out what the plan is with these knights, because if they want to go immediately, we should just go with them.
If they want to go immediately, I doubt they will, but yeah. I also think when we get the knights down here, this should be kind of like they're going to mop this area up, and then we do like a little bit of a time skip. So I think that they need to deal with the werewolves. We need to go and get hopefully the demon, and then if they can help us with Tassel and just get rid of Shartuk and his fucking gang, that would be fucking awesome. Because the biggest issue at Tassel right now is Shartuk is holding those stairs. It's so annoying. It cuts off so much trade.
Yeah, absolutely. But we've not told them about that, but we could
No, we can
potentially get
impress
them
upon
to
it
do
at the
that.
end,
Might help Shacklebrook pay his taxes.
Yeah, 100%. And they might do it because they dishonored Kel Twin Tower.
Yeah,
Like, that is a besmirching of honor.
sure. All right, well, should we go and talk to this dude?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, we head to, I leave the court, Neil. It's not really to my liking. And I head to the Ash Road to look for Lady Alkali's estate.
The big house.
Yeah, you can make your way back through the city. Court was in the afternoon, but it's springtime, so you got maybe a couple hours of daylight left before night falls. Yeah. Just a quick time check between the players. How much, or does anyone have an out in the next half hour or an hour?
Nope.
Cool. Then that's perfect. All right. You make your way through the great city of High Castle once more, going towards the Road of Ash, looking for the big house on the street. You'll pass another one of these like areas that's sort of cordoned off by a house, and you'll recognize it's Lady.
Alkaline?
Yeah. Just realized I didn't write her name down on this list. Lady Alkali. you'll see that Lady Alkali has one of these cordoned off areas, but her family sigil is on these flags, and there's these guards standing around, and they've sort of cordoned off the area. And as the two of you approach, one of the lead guards will sort of step forward and be like, well, if you've got business here, there's the standard fees to enter into this protected zone. 1 gold a head.
I have a letter from Lady Alkali. We've come directly from court.
He asks you to show it to him. He'll read it and immediately hand it back to you and says, of course, if Lady Alkali wishes you to enter, please, welcome in. And as you pass through this like makeshift protected area, you can see that there's a couple of folks inside who are like putting a body that has like some bleeding wounds on it onto like a folded cloth, and then like wrapping some cloth over it, and then picking the cloth up from either end as like a makeshift stretcher, and like hauling this body out of the streets while someone else comes with a bucket of water and a broom and starts to like mop up and rough up the blood that's on the streets.
Shit. Is there someone to say, hey, could I say to someone appropriately, like, what happens to him?
Yeah,
or would
you
it
can
be?
walk through the streets and find somebody who looks like an ordinary person. You might not want to ask a guard. Maybe you do want to ask a guard. I don't know.
No, I don't want to ask a guard. I ask an ordinary person. What happens to that guy?
There's sort of a quiet voice of, there was a disagreement over some card games. There's not supposed to be card games in this part of town, and the discussion got a little loud. It's spilled out into the streets. I wouldn't...
Talk about bad luck.
They nod.
All right.
It's usually quite safe, though. You shouldn't be worried. Lady Alkali keeps very clean streets, and all the order is always enforced. As long
Absolutely.
as
Does she have a
no
husband? Does she have a
wrong.
husband?
Yes.
Never mind.
I
Pigeon.
wouldn't bring it up, though.
Why?
Mr. Alkali is, he's been rendered a bit simple. It's a bit of a sensitive topic. I would...
Oh, shit.
I got kicked in the head by a horse too.
He had a fever, and he's never been the same since. It weakened the mind. It's
Unfortunate.
yes.
Yeah, okay. Good to
Thanks
know.
for your knowledge. We'll head on.
Be safe.
All right, we head to the estate, of course.
Yeah, you find
Martha be with you.
Kel Teetle. He's the guy that you're supposed to see. He is the captain of her guard, and
Can
when
I
you
get
find
a
him,
sum up of him, like 9th level, am I feeling?
well, he looks to be in his late 40s or early 50s, and when you see him, like his hands shake just a little bit. He's got a nice long sword, arming sword at his side. He's got this lovely armor with like little crests on it and little embossments over it. This doesn't look like his fighting armor. This looks like his showing, like his street armor, his nice street plate mail. He's got plenty of like gray speckles through his beard, but like in streaks that look like they might be gray from battle scars underneath, where, you know, if you get like a scar and the hair grows up near the scar, sometimes the hair is white instead of whatever color it's supposed to be. His eyes are heavy. His skin is worn and wrinkly. He looks like a man of, you know, honor and respect and a good warrior, but his eyes also look tired. He looks like he is been worn down and is like, you know, duty and honor are the only things keeping him going.
He's worked
I
to the
bet
bone.
he's sick of the politics. I bet he can't wait to get out of the city and do some fighting. Lady Titler. Lord Titler, sorry.
Teetle.
Lord
Teetle.
Teetle. I have a letter from Lady Alkali for you.
He reads it. See. Tell me, truthfully, what do we face?
I was held captive by the beast in question, and I've witnessed the werewolves as well. The demon is truly something horrific. It is cohorts with wizards, seems interested in magic, wants to know of the comings and goings of the southern lands. I believe it to be ancient, cunning, and dangerous.
Holds his head in his hands.
And there's a group with no honor who've heard Kel Twin Tower. They used acid.
There's many problems in the south, my lord.
Thieves are one thing. We can handle thieves. Demons. Spellcasting demons, I'm assuming?
I don't know. I didn't see it cast any spells, but it wouldn't surprise me. The main problem is I don't know where it is. It escaped.
I can track it.
Maybe we can track it. Do you know a wizard?
I knew many, but... Are you familiar with the Verasi cult in the area? They call themselves
Vaguely.
Born Again. They're killed by their initiates and raised once more, freed from their former oaths and living in secret, hiding amongst us. They have been conducting murders and assassinations for the last decade or so. They've been striking at clerics and wizards wherever they can find them. It's been a slaughter.
It's horrendous.
These cultists, they're so sure of themselves. They are assured of a clean moral slate. They fight for foreign god, foreign... They're the worst sorts of traitors imaginable. There have been some in our midst. He points to a scar on his face. I've barely escaped their wrath at my own point. I don't know what you know of us here, but we are not the fighting force we once were. And my lady, who I will serve to the ends of this earth, I don't think I don't know if we're equipped to battle a demon. Not like the one you've described. Small ones. A little mephit. A Grull, or a Thrall, something like that. One of the basic warrior demons. Surely, but I wouldn't know the first thing about tracking this down. Do you know?
Brave news. I was hoping that Lady Alkali's house would be able to assist in this matter. It's important for the entire kingdom. I don't hold you accountable, my lord, but perhaps there's another solution here.
My lady is a wise woman.
Greatest fighters. If we had silver weapons made, maybe we could handle it ourselves, and you could just help us with the people in Tassel.
He looked at the. Can I see that note again? He
It doesn't make mention of Tassel.
Yeah.
It doesn't, but maybe it would help your honor if you guys handled Tassel while we handled the werewolves. But we would need a few silver weapons. That way your fighting force wouldn't go harm.
My lady is a wise woman. She would not volunteer us for something beyond our means. Are you certain of demons and werewolves?
Yes.
I was held captive by the beast myself. I saw it. It had me as its prisoner for a week. Yes, I'm certain.
Okay.
I still bear the wounds. I haven't had a chance to rest since I escaped.
Okay.
Maybe there are other knights, other families in the city that could be spared.
No. We will do this. We will handle this. It is our duty. You must give me time, though. I will seek a smith, get weapons with silver in them to deal with these werewolves. I will seek a sage.
We will help you.
We can help you fight.
Are you smiths?
No, this might be an uncouth request. We don't have any silver weapons in Cauldron.
Neither do we.
Perhaps Lady Alkali could fund a silver greatsword for myself so that I can deal with any strugglers.
And a silver dagger.
I will take it up with her. I'll take it up with her.
Of course.
Fucking guy.
And we will have elven wine for you.
One thing while I have
Elven
you,
wine? How will that help?
we just wish to give you a comforting stay when you're at Cauldron. That's all.
Of course.
Lady Alkali stressed how important it was that you were well looked after.
The honor of the house demands the appropriate treatments. Please, thank you.
My lord, one last thing.
I am no lord, sir. I am no lord.
Kel, we've been staying in town with a Kel Jayduk. His family seems to have fallen on hard times, and he seems eager to prove the glory of his house. His wife is pregnant, so maybe not, but perhaps if you need another sword arm, you could approach him.
Kel Jayduk is an honorable man. I would welcome his assistance in any way, any capacity.
I shall mention it to him. Maybe it might not make sense given his wife's condition, but we'll see.
That's very good of you. There are some sages in the city. I will seek them out and speak to them about demons and werewolves and see what I can put together.
Like I said, I spent time with this beast and its captive for a week. If there is a sage that's worthy of speaking on this matter, I should be there.
Of course. That's prudent. It may take some time to forge weapons of silver. It may take us some time to gather these things and move out. Are you able to hold the line for...
We shall prepare for your
midsummer?
arrival in Cauldron. How far away is Midsummer now? It's April now, right? That's like months.
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 months from now.
Haste is of utmost importance, but if that's how long it takes to be ready and succeed, then we can.
I mean, the
we can hold
werewolves
the line.
seem to be like the least of our issues right now. It seems like if anything, they fucked off. So maybe
instead of helping us with the werewolves, you could just help us with the people in Tassel and the demons.
Just make your way to Cauldron when you're ready, and we can deal with the multitude of threats then. We can hold the line. We'll draw our forces back and make sure to defend the city. Can we make haste in speaking with this sage? I need to make my trip back to Cauldron, but I'd want to be here for that conversation.
I will send word for the sage tomorrow. Appointments will be made. Where are you staying so that I can call upon you?
I'm staying with Kel Jayduk.
Really?
He has taken us into his home. He's a man of great honor, like you said.
That speaks very well of you.
Thank you.
I will send word for you when we can confirm an appointment with the sage. It
Okay.
may be some days from now.
That's fine. We can wait days, but we'll have to be back to Cauldron sooner rather than later.
Of course. Of course.
Well, it's good to meet you. And I offer a hand.
He takes your hand and shakes it. He turns to Pigeon and puts out his hand to shake yours.
I shake his hand.
Okay, cool. Right.
Go
leave
with
that
gods
guy.
and find peace, young men.
We head back to Kel Jayduk, and I would like to offer him this deal to see if he's into it.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to discuss amongst yourselves before you get there?
Well, we walk back through the city.
Mm-hmm.
What did you make of that? He seemed a lot more reasonable than Lady Alkali.
Lady Alkali seems like a son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Ooh.
she seems like a bit of an ass. Maybe she's a bit upset because her husband's a simpleton. But maybe it's to
I
her
think she
benefit
might be the
because
simpleton.
a man of great intellect probably wouldn't spend too much time with her. I say in hushed tones as we walk through the streets because I might lose me my head if I say it to the wrong person.
It definitely would, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe we get some silver weapons out of it. I think you should be careful trying to push the tassel thing now. I think we should wait till they're in Cauldron and then bring it up. You've mentioned it now, so at least it's in his mind.
I just really want him to deal with the tassel shit because I think that is actually our biggest issue right now. Well, like
If we can turn up
werewolves-
with, yeah. Well, the thing is, we can make a plan to deal with Chartreuse, but we have no plan to deal with the werewolves. We're just at their mercy.
Well, our plan to deal with the werewolves is get silver weapons and get like 3 of them, and then we're good. Because like we can deal with the werewolves if we just have like 4 silver weapons. Like you, plus me, plus Twin Tower, plus like the girl with like 20 AC. Like that is we're a werewolf killing squad.
Perhaps, yeah. The demon is the real problem. That's why we've been sent here, though. We shouldn't get too distracted on that.
Yeah, demon and tassel.
Yeah.
How we're
Okay.
gonna find the demon? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know if you can track it really now. It's
I
been
have
weeks.
no idea. Yeah.
Okay.
We need a wizard, really, but...
You make your way back to Kel Jaduk's house. You get to the door. It's shut. It's locked. There's no servants to let you in. You don't have the key.
I could unlock it.
You could unlock it. You can do
No.
whatever you
Good.
want.
We
I
sit.
could.
I go to the stable and sit with my horse.
No, the
Make sure
can't
it's
even get
fresh.
the horse is on the other side of the
Oh,
gate.
it's on the inside.
Yeah.
Then we sit on the street and wait for them. Like, not in front of the door, but like if there's a bench or somewhere or a tavern nearby.
There's not a tavern nearby. There are some benches on the streets, which are swept clean. They're nice and orderly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I assume they're going to be home in the evening, so we wait.
Yeah, Kel Jaduk shows up an hour and a half later or so. You just kill some time waiting outside. He's arriving as the sun is setting. He sees you outside the door and approaches. My apologies. There are no servants to let you in.
No worries, of course not. It's fine.
We're not used to servants.
This was such a lovely street to sit upon anyway. I enjoyed the view.
How did the meeting? He opens the door and brings you guys in. How did the meeting with the king go?
It went well. He saw us first as soon as he sat down, and he requested help from amongst his court, and a lady alkali offered the help of her house.
I see.
Unfortunately, I went to speak with her captain, and he seemed concerned
Kel
about...
Teasel? Is he still in her employ?
That's him, yeah, Kel Teethel. He seemed a man that the world was weighing heavy on his shoulders.
He
But
spoke
he was-
highly of you.
He resolved to commit the house's forces to this task.
Good.
But I don't know if this is something you'd be interested in, Kel Jaduk. I know that your lady wife is pregnant and perhaps it's not prudent for you to leave home, but I suggested that if he needed more strength, that maybe you would look for a chance to bring honor to your house. You'd be welcome in our expedition if this is something you'd be interested in. They wouldn't be leaving until the midsummer. But of course, if that doesn't make sense, then ignore me.
I will have to think on that.
Of course, yes, we'll do that. I mean, I think it will be a chance for great glory. There is this demon, there is some werewolves, there is the town of Tassel to bring from under the boot of thieves, restore trade.
We
We need to get the deed to our old house and sell it back and get the 10,000 gold.
I seek to aid our people in whatever way I can. I have no positions now. You've seen how I try to help where I can. I will speak with Kel Teasel about these things. If he thinks I am needed, I will consider it.
There is one last thing, which is Kel Teethel is to speak to a sage about the demon, but it may take a few days before a meeting can be arranged.
Yes.
I would like to be there for that conversation, but I am reluctant to impose on you for any longer than necessary. I'm sure you'll say no, but if you'd like me to stay, I would be happy to contribute to your funds, or if it's easier for me to leave you and your wife to your privacy, we can find a room in an inn.
We
please
have a
don't be
very
afraid
empty
to ask
house.
for board.
Please, we would be honored to have you as guests for as long as you need.
Can we perhaps buy some wine or some food to fill the cellar?
No.
Duh.
Okay.
You gotta leave this guy like 20 gold, man.
Yeah. Good. All right. Well, we make ourselves at home. We hang out with Kel Jaduk, the finest knight that I ever did meet.
Kel Jaduk,
Did she go and
he's
change our
gone
sheets or no?
all day? No, your sheets
He's
have
gone
not
all
been
day.
changed.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, he spends his whole day, doing stuff. He leaves the house somewhere around mid-morning or early morning. He comes back for lunch, and then he's gone throughout the afternoon, and then he comes back
Can we
in
take
the
healing?
evening. Yeah, you can guys rest and get healing. 1 HP per day.
One for
I
yesterday,
wonder-
one for today.
1 for yesterday.
can-
It's going to be 4. You can gain 4 HP before
Nice,
it's time to speak with the
39.
sage.
Cool. I was going to say maybe we should offer to help Jaduk with whatever he's doing, but he probably doesn't need the help, and we could do with the healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you not think it's worth trying to seek out a doctor while we're here?
Maybe for you, not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
you pay
night,
a doctor to come over.
that night, I'll ask Cal Jadok if there is a doctor I could employ to help with my wounds while I'm resting.
Absolutely. He'll give you directions. The doctors here will charge you 3 gold a day instead of 1 gold a day.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so what? 3 days worth?
Yeah, you'll get 3. So that's another 6 HP for you and minus 9 gold.
Yeah, done. Okay.
What does that put you at?
16.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're getting full bed rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lady Jaduk will, once she realizes how bad your wounds are, when the doctor comes over and talks, and she's like, oh, by the gods, I had no idea you were so badly injured. What are you doing walking around? To bed. You must to bed. Please. And she'll do her best to, help take care of you while you're sick.
I'll
She's
help her
very
around
nice.
the house the whole day, like the few days.
So you'll what around the house?
I'll help her around the house for the few days.
Oh, it's so nice to have a hand. You are such a proper young gentleman, Mr.
Thank
I
you,
kinda-
lady.
I kind of hope that we get adopted by these two. They seem really nice. I'd like to live here.
Yeah. Days pass until you get the message that there's a meeting with the sage.
Okay,
The
good.
sage is of course, the sage is coming to Lady Alkali's house, where she and Kel Teasel
T-Tel.
and you guys will be in attendance.
Great. Yeah, well, we go back to Lady Alkali's house.
Okay.
Yep. I assume there's good stuff to steal in here.
Certainly. She seems rich, yeah.
Okay. I think this is where we should end our session for the day. When we come back next time, I'll have some more details about the sage. I will
Okay.
prepare a couple of details about Lady Alkali's house if we decide that some of these things should be liberated for better uses elsewhere. And then, if things go according to the plan that I have in my head, you'll meet with the sage and take off and head back to Cauldron, and that'll be our next session.
Tassel, no?
Oh, well, yes,
He
if you're going
wants to
to,
go to-
if you're doing Cauldron by way of Tassel, whatever it is that you
Yeah.
do, yeah.
We got to do a bit of a wine heist.
Ooh, Elven
Would be good.
wine, baby.
I still don't see how it's going to happen, but I'm up for trying.
I mean, how
Plus,
do
like,
you survive
guys in the
5
dark
days of
lizards.
encampment by a demon? It just doesn't happen. But you pass 5 charisma checks in a row or whatever you did, and
I think it was more like 7, but yeah,
it was a lot.
it was a lot. All right, good session. I enjoyed that. High Castle was nice. The last time I was in High Castle, it was in the Shadow Realm and there was no one there. And William almost got killed by a fear, if you recall.
I don't. I have no memory of this.
Yeah, it was at the end of Homeward Bound when we were in the Shadow Plane.
Yeah.
We went to High Castle and we stayed there in the King's throne room for like 2 months while our wounds healed.
I didn't remember where it was.
It was High Castle, yeah.
Okay. That's it,
Yep.
everybody. See you next time.
All right.